Is it that time of day? Is it that time of day
It
again?
is.
Again. Well, they should stop. You should stop us doing it, bro. You know what? Like the rebellion is, they can't stop us making these podcasts, bro.
No. We're not gonna stop no time soon. Forget about it. Okay.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. What's going on, TJ?
I'm good. Like I'm just basically another Sunday day worth of recording this podcast, and potentially another special edition.
Yeah, I'm in the future right now, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're 1 hour. Yo. If anybody wants Q to enter some raffles, trust me, bros. Like I'm all I'm gonna say is 1 hour ahead of you guys, so you can enter a raffle in the future and then go to the past. So somehow it works for him because he's been copying shit. Trust me, this guy here, this guy right there on your podcast there or that one. He's been copying shit. That's what I'm saying. he's been time traveling. He knows the results, goes back and changes it.
Nah, bro. So like when I got up this morning, it's daylight saving time or whatever the hell in the US. So I got up an hour in the future, and this past week,
bro. Let's cut it short. I want your DeLorean. Give me that DeLorean.
Nah, Biff. Nah, Biff. You can't get you're Biff Tannen right now. You're not gonna Biff me for my DeLorean.
Okay, Marty McFly, bro.
It won't be no almanacs. You know?
But you know the Back to the Future. The Back to the Future can't go without the Doc. See, like
no,
maybe
you Doc.
Maybe we need to bring Doc on. So
hold on. So this episode we do have a guest. Okay.
Yeah, the Doc.
This guest right here I'm talking about. This dude, when I tell you, when we talk about shoe dogs, bro, we shoe dogs. He is a filthy, nasty shoe dog. I'm telling you, he is one of our pack. All right, he's the one in the pack.
He's the pack. He creates his own pack.
You know what I'm saying? This is the one he gonna eat the most. All right, this man is a pack hound. All right, we talk about and when you talk to this man, he makes you call you have to say the Mister. All right, please say the Mister. All right, he is Mr. Packman. He is Mr. Senior and Junior Sneakers. He is Mr. Simpson. None other than the homie,
Scott Simpson. Mr. Packman himself. Mr. Packman. don't call and plus don't just say Packman. It's Mr. Packman to you.
Yeah, please. We're the only ones that he don't make us call him Mr. no more.
And one thing you got to remember about Scott, right? Scott's a very like tell it like it is. If he doesn't like it, he will tell you like it is. That's one thing. Exactly. That's one thing I love about you, bro. Because basically, if you don't like something, you go and just tell the guy, I don't like this. What the fuck?
That's why we love Scott.
It's called calling out bad behavior.
Hold on. Listen, might be a little bit of foreshadowing going on. You good, Scott, man? How you doing today?
I'm good, mate. How you doing?
Just living my shoe dog life, man.
I'm trying.
We always trying.
Hold on. What you been trying? So on that subject, let's go and see what we picked up this week. What you been trying, bro?
I think I picked up one. I picked up a couple of pairs, but I've got a couple of pairs here. So with me right now. The others
we start with the guests, obviously. So Scott, what have you got on feet this weekend? What have you actually picked up?
On feet today, I've got these on.
Carmines.
They icy too.
Yeah, icy.
Woo, yeah.
Yo. Do you think the Carmines with a red bottom, that with a red translucent bottom would go better with the rather than the icy translucent bottom? See, remember,
if you want me to tell you how it is, you don't need a red bottom on it. Save that for your Christian Louboutins and your Jordan 1s.
No, because remember last week I said, you know those cherry 12s, they'll look better with a red iced out bottom rather than a like translucent bottom. And I actually put it on Instagram, and I like them. I think the dynamics of that sneaker's changed in my mind, so I will pick it up and I will dye that red bottom.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, how would the Carmines look with that translucent, instead of being translucent white, being a translucent red?
Terrible.
Hold on.
Come on.
It wouldn't be a Carmine.
It wouldn't be a Carmine. It'd be a Carmine special edition.
Oh, we call that a sample. If it came out like that, would you buy that, Scott?
No. I wouldn't even buy it if it was piss yellow like the off-white stuff either.
Cool. So if it was an off-white 6 with the Carmine colorway, you wouldn't be in for that?
I don't like off-white.
Okay.
Not the person. I just don't like the brand. We'll get into that if you want later.
Okay. Cool. That's totally fine. So, what have you picked? What have you picked up this week, bro?
I picked up this.
Bacons.
The bacon.
MX90 Bacons.
Yo,
I picked up another shoe, but I think we want to get into that later as well.
Okay, cool. Well, okay, cool. So we'll get into that, and obviously there is some. I know, because we talk all the time, Scott. I know you got some massive heat coming in, so we'll talk about it in a bit. We'll definitely talk about it in a bit.
No, you,
me,
you first. Is
it coming to me?
Yeah.
Right. First. So let's talk about assists. So obviously I'm gonna show these are not my size. These are size 3. This is a women's exclusive, as you can see. This is the same box as the shimmers, like this. And these are, if you love 6s, these are the foam mint 6s for the women.
A nice shoe.
Gorgeous. Very nice shoe. The quality on the leather is absolutely phenomenal. Like it is gorgeous, very gorgeous. Like in terms of the leather, the actual nubuck is really soft as well. It's a bit more of a stiffer nubuck than the other nubucks you get, so you don't get that wave action to it. But it's a very gorgeous sneaker, to be honest. Like, and obviously you've got the mint at the bottom. It's a very nice sneaker. I like the fact that they actually go in really good for the women's exclusives.
If you notice with that shoe as well, they gave you that satin sock line like the Bluebirds.
Oh yeah, nice spot, bro. Nice spot. I was gonna look at it and not even look at that properly. So there you go.
I see it today on the show.
It's got nice satin line on it as well. Yo, this is dope. But this is another. So in terms of women's exclusive, there's this sneaker here, plus the Bluebirds, and those two that has been one of the most dopest sneakers in terms of the women's exclusive recently. The 5s, obviously, me and you, Q, love 5s, and I think you've got affinity for 5s as well, Scott. Yeah. So basically, you know, the Bluebirds, and well, let's talk about the Bluebird situation. Like, I was looking for a Bluebird, right? And my pal here, Scott, Mr. Packman, Scott Simpson, right? He basically went into the shop. And went to the shop because he was looking for me, and then he saw the Bluebird. He saw the Bluebirds on the shelf in his size, and he was like, "Yo, these are dope." And his little devil on his shoulder says, "Don't step out the store without this sneaker."
Well, the devil said, "You need that shoe," and the other guy said, "Leave it for the women."
and literally. You just got yellow sneaking, bro.
We've only been on here for like 10 minutes.
So
Hit as many of them shoes as possible.
and you know what? The funny thing was the most amazing thing was the fact that can I tell the story? Can I tell the full story?
Mate, tell what you want.
All right, cool. So me and him had a conversation. He goes, "My missus is gonna kill me." I said, "Yeah, just say you bought it for somebody else, bro." And he goes, I could do that. I could really literally do that. I could leave it there, and then to say the guys have picked it up, and then I just keep it for myself. I said, "Oh, you could do that, bro." And me being the extra devil on his shoulder, saying, "Yeah, pick it up, bro. Don't worry, extra devil on his shoulder." So that little devil grew up to this fucking huge devil. So he was like, "All right, cool." He took it home. And then he goes, he walks through the door, and I literally heard this on the phone because I was talking to Scott. And he goes, "Oh, who's that for?" I said, "Oh, for a mate." I said, "You can't give that to a mate. That sneaker looks gorgeous." I was like, "You want him to keep it?" "Yeah."
Yo, that is the greatest fucking story. Like, that's a real come up right there. You know, that's happened to me. That actually happened to me with the Oregon 5s. But I still got rid of it. Because I told the guy when I got the shoe, I told him I had it. You know, we agreed on when he was going to pick it up. I said I need to do my video first though. So I did the video. And I automatically regretted it because I had already agreed. While I was doing the video, I came to the realization
that's coming to you. That's yours, bro. That's yours. That's 100% yours. I ain't not somebody else's sneaker, bro.
Look, when I picked it up, right, I didn't look at it. Like, you know, they when they put it on the counter, they open the box, pretty much show me that the shoe was in there. They didn't check the size, and then sometimes they'll check the size and make sure it's two of the same shoe left and right. And they didn't do that. They just opened the box and showed it to me and closed it real fast. So I didn't look at it until I started recording the video, bro. Like, literally, I went in blind. And see, I like doing that with reviews. Sometimes I'll open the box and take the shoe out, but most of the time I don't even want to look at the shoe until I start recording the video because I want to have
first impressions, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to be genuine with the reaction. So,
but you got that yellow shoe just on the basis that you were contemplating not giving that sneaker away.
Yeah, I was.
Your little shoe dog on your shoulder was like, "You don't need to have it. Just say you lost it."
Nah, but look, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that because it was my guy. It was my guy 99, and like he's been one of my biggest supporters even since before I started in this sneaker media space. So he watched all my videos. He be in the comments. You know, he watched the podcast too now. So it's like I couldn't.
He's gonna see this, bro.
He's gonna see it, bro. He's gonna see. I told him. I told him. I said, bro, like you lucky.
Yo, go. I literally. Sorry to cut you out. You just gave me the most fantastic idea, bro. This T-shirt with a red shoe dog and an angel shoe dog. There you go. That's what you need, bro. Let's make
a UNC on one shoulder and a red one on the other.
Yeah. So carrying your story. So you actually told him the fact that you were contemplating it.
Yeah, because I needed to get two, and I only got one. And I didn't think that I was gonna like that shoe as much as I ended up liking it.
Yeah,
because I didn't like the Michigan 5.
And you know what?
Yeah, I didn't. Like, I saw it. It sat here. This was before the pandemic. It went on sale and everything, bro. And I saw it in hand multiple times.
Okay, bro.
I didn't like it.
Do you regret it now?
I do.
That is a gorgeous sneaker, bro. Absolutely gorgeous sneaker. Oh man.
But that mint foam is also a carmine color blocker.
Yeah, it's a Carmine color blocking. The gray panels. If you switch it around, you can make it a Carmine pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, bro, like legitimately, like. But then I'm talking about regrets. Scott, tell us your story about the Oregons, bro.
Oh, don't. So I actually won that shoe off the sneakers app. And see, where I live in Scotland, yeah? So you're either team green or you're team blue. With the Celtics and Rangers football team, yeah? You can't really walk around with a green shoe in certain places here.
Yeah. It's very political as well.
My missus was like, it's a green shoe. It's disgusting.
Oh no! Does she support Rangers? Does she support Rangers?
She's not a football fan, but she knows the controversy that shoe could have caused if I walked in certain places as well.
Okay, cool. And then
so I returned it, but now I'm looking for it again.
No, you said, bro, you said that so casually. It's like, so I returned it, and now I want it back. Like, I feel. Listen, situations like that, bro, and it's crazy that we had the same or similar situations about the same shoe, and now that shoe is like it's climbing.
It's on the radar.
Yeah,
it's not even on the radar. It's not even on the radar, mate. It's like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, 100%. Like that the Oregon. I had a chance on the release date to. I walked into Nike in London, like Nike London, Nike Town London, and basically they had the whole size run there. I'm talking all the full size run. They're sitting there. I didn't pick it up because I'm not too keen on all green sneakers like that, or like a different variation of that kind of. I like certain color blockings, but like that was, to me, it was too pine greeny. I like a more of a forest green. So if it was a more forest green, I would have picked it up. But yeah, that's one sneaker I skipped on. But to be honest, I don't really have regrets on it. But it is a gorgeous colorway. It's an absolutely gorgeous colorway. And there's a reason why Scott's going to try and pick it up. We'll discuss later, because it's that pack mentality coming in. But we'll talk about it later. We're still talking about pickups. So before you go into mine, we got one more. Then all of us got another one that we need to discuss. That's very important. But the next one I picked up, and this is shout out to Mr. VNDS, to Cam, because he's had a massive influence in our lives since he did his sneaker of the year last year, and in going into this year, we've been picking up. We've been going back and picking up sneakers. Why is this so heavy? We've been going back and picking up. It's heavy, bro. What the hell? I'm gonna put these on my feet. We've been going back and picking up sneakers that are day gone and age, and then we're like, okay, cool. We don't spend money for sneakers that we get right this moment in time. We'll go back in time and pick up sneakers that we really want. But unfortunately, what the situation has become, and I can vouch for me and you, Q, as well, and even Scott, we're picking up the new releases, and we're picking up old releases. So it's kind of like got a bit more expensive than it normally would be. But another pickup this week is
listen, you need to introduce a new card to this game you play of cards.
What's that?
Because you're taking the picture of that sheet. You need a black card for that. You need a black card.
Why? Okay, if you're hearing this, I've just pulled out the K54 5s. The first one, not the new releases.
No, the one from last year.
No, not the one from last year. Not even the one I customized. And now I have all the five variations for the cake.
He's got that pack mentality as well. See,
it's because of you, bro.
Rubbing off.
It's still got the eBay authentication tag on it. So the only thing wrong with this sneaker, I can see, it needs a good cleanup, and it's got the pods, the medial pods on the upper. It just scuffed a bit, so I need to clean that up. So hopefully, when I do clean up, it's not scratched. It's just kind of scuffed. So when I do clean up, I'm hoping that it kind of I don't need to do a paint job on it. But it's nothing. There's nothing absolutely wrong with this. And bro, like these are retailing. This is a really funny story, right? I saw this on late night when I was scrolling eBay at 2 a.m. and I put it on my watch list. And like 2 days later, Cam's like, "Yo, I just seen these." I said, "Yeah, I got them on my watch list. You got to get this, bro." I said, "How comes, bro? They're going for 120." And I said, "Yeah, bro, I know that." He goes, "They don't go for 120. They go for 275 pounds VNDS. If you're looking brand new, spanking new version of this, you're talking about 700 pounds." I said, "All right, cool, bro. I'll get it." So I put an offer in for 100 pounds, and I got it. So there you go. I got it cheaper than he actually bid it, put it up for listing. So, in reality, just source the sneakers, go in hunting, and then just what you like, you just go in for it, and then you should be able to get it.
You need that one, yeah?
Hey,
you need that black Y54.
What you mean? The friends and family?
Well, you might as well stop playing around.
I've got the friends and family. I've got the better version of it because I customized it.
There's another version to that one you just picked up, in the black one.
Is it?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Is that the friends of?
It's not friends and family, I don't think, but it was super limited. The black one.
Yeah, the black one was friends and family.
No, it came out at the same time as that shoe.
Yeah, it's friends and family. The black.
Is it?
Yeah, there is a black version.
I think it's suede or nubuck.
I think it's nubuck. Let me see. Currently, that shoe DS. And that shoe is from 2011. Dead stock right now in US 10, UK. I'm sorry, UK 10, US 11. And this is why $18.
Look at that chart. Look at that.
No. And this is why I would always get a VNDS because it's from 2011. Because you've activated that sole. You've absolutely activated that sole, and that's not gonna kind of wear down on you. And if you've got a sole, if you've actually got a VNDS version from 2011, bro, you're talking about 11 years where no activations happen. So as soon as you put that bang, that's it. Bang. It's gone.
Yeah, turn to dust. This is the version. Yeah. Priceless.
Yep. Nobody's gonna offer you, and I don't think there's any pairs around.
Priceless, bro.
It's like a super fake shoe from what I hear as well.
Fake?
Yeah, like there's a lot of fakes of that shoe.
Fakes around.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, it's pretty much like a green metallic.
So what I really need to do is get another version of this and paint it black. Gloss it out. If you're bro, if you can't get it, make it. If you can't get it, make it. Do you know what I'm saying? Make it. And the other thing I actually got. Well, don't give me that yellow card, bro.
It almost popped up. I don't control it. Okay, it has a mind of its own.
But what I was definitely going to say to you was another thing I have done or I'm going to do at the moment is we know the Rebillionaires came out this weekend, the weekend just gone, and I didn't manage to copy it. And that, to me, it's like all right, cool. I will eventually get it because that's something I definitely need to have in my collection and my rotation. But what I did manage to get was the Oreo black and white Oreo version of the 350, which is core black and white. So that I think that was a limited release. So for some reason I hit on it, which is amazing. And then what I'm trying to do now is do what Cam normally does, is trade one for another. Because I think that Oreo 350 Yeezy is a bit more pricier and a bit more limited than those Rebillionaires, so I can do a direct swap, which would be quite good. Which then means I just need to find a trade.
Yeah,
I'll keep a look at it. Don't worry.
No, that's fine.
That's good shit.
And bro, like that there's gonna be a bigger release in the States for that Rebillionaire this week coming. So in reality, that price should slowly drop down. So and the thing is, I might, if I can trade it, if I can sell it, I'll just maneuver to get the Rebillionaire, because that's definitely a sneaker I want in my collection.
So you have one more. And this is a situation that we all share. So quickly, there's this.
Yes, the
know
Del
what?
Sols, the Del
I
Sols.
saw that in the store today. Inside, they've got it in a glass cabinet.
What do you think?
It's nice, but I'm not a 13 guy. I appreciate it, but I'm not. I don't wear 13s.
I'm definitely picking up this week.
Nice though.
There's also this.
Very nice. Playoffs, finally. You know what? You know what the amazing thing is, bro? The playoffs was a massive release. Everybody I know picked up the playoffs, which is amazing because they all wanted the playoffs.
I got 3 pairs.
That's good. And you need another 2. You need another 2 for two other people. And by the way, the reason why I'm not giving you anything for that because you actually or I'm not giving you a red or yellow sneaker for that is because you actually picked up pairs for people, and this is what it's all about. You don't pick up 3 pairs just for yourself. And if that was a situation, you're getting instant red sneaker there. But
I needed one more pair. Actually, one of the guys actually went in for himself and won a raffle.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
that was my pair. There's a pair for $99, and there's a 10.5 for the homie Bell. Shout out to Bell. And also, I'm just gonna call him Mr. Fred. Mr. Fred needed a 13, and I could not find a 13 for him. So
I'll keep a lookout. And then obviously you keep a lookout, and then I can't see that, bro.
I don't think we want to see that. I don't think we want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Concepts, AMX1 concepts. I know those concept things, bro.
I need to get my glasses because I can't see that. It's gonna blurry.
Are they them concept things, bro? Those
that's them. Things, That's them. That's
well
them,
done, bro. And this is what I was alluding to because, bro, like you are on you're on a purple streak, bro, because it's amazing. And you know what?
3 days in a row. I can't remember the last time it was 3 days in a row, anything on sneakers. But I got a little tangent to go off on right here because I did end up getting a confirm on the Rebellionaires from Undefeated, but there have been a lot of cancellations. So I just wanted to throw that in there. But
it's not getting cancelled. It's not getting cancelled. Trust me, it's not getting cancelled.
You know what's happened with sneakers with you though, don't you? You blew your load early. You ain't getting nothing for the rest of the year.
Hey man.
Yo. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You know why? I had my purple patch last year came in April where I literally copped everything that month, right? I'm talking every single like I had the March UNC ones released, didn't get that, and after that I caught everything. I'm talking about Hyper Rolls. I even got exclusive access. My missus got exclusive access on the Hyper Rolls as well. I'm talking, it was ridiculous. And then at the end of the month, I got about 5 or 6 exclusive access for everything, like literally Shimmers, Raging Bulls.
This for me, this is redemption for not being able to get patent breads, which both of y'all touched.
Yeah.
So
I got an assist on that.
You still got it though. So
I tried to get it, but I couldn't get it.
You're not gonna shame me, all right? you're not gonna shame because listen. Sneakers, number one. I have not been hitting on sneakers. Like it's been few and far between. My wife has hit more on sneakers since last year than I have. Wow. So she kind of caught up with me from 2019 and 2020 when I was hitting a lot. Last year, she caught up with me as far as copying for me and for herself and for my niece. Like she been on a winning streak like crazy. But yeah. I got exclusive access, right, on Thursday on the Del Sols. They come out this weekend. I'm supposed to actually get my pair today. Hopefully they'll come while we're recording so I can show them, but they probably won't. So the first time I got exclusive access was on the University Gold Jordan 12. The second time I got exclusive access was on that shoe that Scott got right there, the Jordan 1 Pollins.
Yeah.
Then I hit exclusive access on the Del Sols. Why is sneakers only giving me exclusive access on yellow shoes?
They love the yellow colorway for you, bro.
Well, if you're getting exclusive
mellow
access
yellow.
on yellow shoes, you might be getting some yellow toes this year.
Yellow toes.
We'll see. I mean, they gave me the Pollins exclusive, and I was able to cop on release for one of the bros. So I managed to get 2 of those from sneakers, and I got a 3rd pair outside of sneakers. I can't remember what store.
Hold on, bro. Are you competing with me? Because you know.
No. That was just because I know you remember because we had conversations about that. Because Retro Rick let me get an early review on those from one of his early pairs.
Oh, that was so good because basically you came on the live and you go, look at these. I was like, sheesh, and that was like a month out, bro. And me and you were like, yo, so we need those.
I didn't think I was gonna be able to get a pair because the numbers on the hype on the pollen was so high before it released. I know y'all remember that. Y'all, it's different for y'all over there because the Jordan 1 hype is not as big as it is in the US. But that shoe was going through that shoe was like $450, $500 early. And I actually contemplated paying $425 for an early pair because I didn't think I was
bro. X on the pre-sale. Never ever pay that pre-sale, bro.
I'm gonna give myself a red shoe for that. I'm gonna give myself a red shoe for that because
you definitely need to, bro. You never. You know what? You can do what you want with your money. Trust me. You can do. You like if you're financially stable, if you can afford to pay that pre-sale, do it. But my advice to you would be: sometimes people just want to pay that pre-sale to get rid of the hassle of getting a sneaker on the release day because when you take the L, it affects you a bit more. But like I would, if you're average casual sneakerhead, do not pay pre-sale for sneakers because number one, they are going to be way higher than release date, and number two, 2 weeks after release date, they'll be like 50 to 40% of the price that they were before. So make sure you get it. Exactly. And bro, how silly would you have felt if you'd paid £425 or $425 for a pollen, and you hit 3 pairs? And let's just, bro, they were out there on the shelves for months.
Yeah, you had like 8 pairs, right?
Yeah, I picked up 8 pairs. I picked up 3. I picked up 3 for retro, but obviously the whole shipping thing meant that it was going to be less cost effective for him to grab them. So I just kind of gave them to other people, and I kept one size for myself, and I'm going to convert it to something special. And I picked up my pair, which means I picked up 2 pollens for myself. One I'm going to retrofit for a custom I'm doing, and the other one because I always knew I was going to do this, and the other one I kind of kept for myself to have the original pollen. And every other sneaker went to other people, which is like, yo, you want it? Here you go, bang, bang, bang. So yeah, I did. In actual fact, in reality, I picked up. I had like a combo of 4 pairs at once, but I actually did pick up 8 of those. So they were like this. So when we say do not pick up sneakers before they release, that's the reason why, because you don't know what the stock levels are. And you don't know if they're going to be sitting or if you're going to go discount, or if basically just maneuver when you know the actual sneaker comes out. The only downside I would ever say to that is the only time I actually got caught out with that was the New Beginnings pack when I thought it was going to come out everywhere, and I thought it was going to come out everywhere. The reason. I had the money there in my account. I had about £750 in my account to pay for it pre-sale, and my logical thinking was, when they come out, it's going to drop in price enough for me to pick them up, even if I picked them up for $450, because I picked up the reverse braids for $450. Or not, actually less than that, for $350. And I was like, oh, cool, that's fine, because they went back up to $450 at the moment, which is fine. And my philosophy was, the New Beginnings are going to come out a week later. I'm going to pick them up. And I'll pick them up for less than 700. Yo, as soon as I said, that one. I know, but the reason why I was wrong with that one was, let's just say, as soon as they said Chicago exclusive, nowhere else, bang, that's gone. It went from 700. It went from 700 to 1300 instantly. And I was like, yo, okay, cool. I'm sleeping on this one. I don't care. It's not that important. It's not that important to waste like double the amount of money on a. I'm not saying it's a waste, but I'm not willing to pay for 13 to 1400 on a sneaker, on a combo pack, because like, yo, they will eventually release that years and years and years down the line as an individual sneaker, like the DMP pack, bro. They will do that again, and that maybe in 10 years, maybe in 15 years, who knows? But to me, that I could spend that money and save it on a Chicago rather than a silhouette similar to Chicago. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with your logic on that. I mean, I tried for I wasn't. That's why me even thinking about paying pre-sale for that pollen, it was crazy for myself. That's why I had to give myself a red card, because I've never bought a shoe pre-sale. I don't even like paying resale, but I have for certain shoes that I knew I wasn't going to be able to get my hands on for a cheaper price. But that New Beginnings pack hit so hard. And like you said, when they announced the Chicago exclusive, a lot of people started booking plane tickets. A lot of people gassed up their car. Like, I know probably at least 10 or 15% of the resellers in Atlanta, the big resellers, drove to Chicago to make sure they got their hands on those shoes. Yeah. But so moving on, we all picked up last week this shoe.
Don't get me started, bro.
No,
don't get me started.
I'm here for it.
Yo, I'm just taking this out. Yo, everybody's seen your video, bro. Like whoever tunes into this is seen your video and has obviously probably seen my video. We have something to talk about. Like, okay, cool. This sneaker to me could have been extra special. This could have competed with the Carmines. But to me, like, I look, bro, look at the quality on the upper. Like, I'm stroking this, and look at that stroke action on that. It is gorgeous. The upper, the quality on the leather, the quality on the nubuck is immaculate, right? But it's a part of dog shit,
bro. Look at that. Look at that.
Yep.
Like what is this? What type of shit is this? This is bullshit.
I've seen both of your reviews on it, and I can see your gripe with it.
Look,
I haven't got all the issues that you have got.
Look at that, bro.
So
it's not painted. Why let a 5-year-old at it at the midsole? Why let a 5-year-old at the midsole?
I've got one issue with mine. That's really it.
What's that?
What?
It's that stitching what holds that tag on. I have got a little bit of a loose thread.
Yo. I've got a loose thread. Like, Q, you got the worst one. I'm gonna zoom into your picture. Go and show us, bro.
Well,
go and show us that. Yo, bro, that double stitch on the tag and that loose thread.
First of all, look at that little spot right there.
It's a booty hole, bro. it's a UNC booty hole.
If you look at this, stitching on this shoe, you'll say, "Q, you tripping? Like what you talking about?" No, I ain't talking about that shoe. I'm talking about this shoe. Look at that.
Yeah, look. Oh, you could see that popping, bro.
You can see.
Yeah, there's a whole loop, and go back to the right hand side on that. Like you did on the other side, bro. It's look at the stitching on that. Look at the stitching on that, bro. And you know what? Like people saying, oh, you're being this way, you're being that way. It's the quality. This is the quality they normally give us. Why though? Why are we getting the quality like that, bro? I don't understand.
Look at that. Look at that wrinkle, that dent in the pod right there.
Yep. Right there, right there.
We only notice stuff like this because we're spoiled with all these YouTube videos.
No. I would say okay, cool. Like if we notice stuff like that because we're more aware. We're more aware of the sneakers, so we kind of judge the quality. We see the quality. We want to kind of make sure the quality is up to par. But you know what the thing is, if somebody tells me why you so fussed about a sneaker that you got and you got it, you want it, you got a W for it, but the quality ain't great. Bro, I paid £190 for this and it's a pile of shit.
Yeah, they went up. The price went up $20. Like, look, bro.
My Carmine is immaculate.
Mine is too.
Yep.
I mean, there's no comparison, bro. When you look at the craftsmanship on this Carmine versus this, like, now the materials on this UNC
far better
is better than the material on the Carmine.
Yeah.
But the construction, the craftsmanship on this, like, imagine if you had loose threads on your Nike Air, you'll be pissed.
I would have sent it back.
Exactly.
So the Carmines, right? The Carmines was a big release. I'm talking. This is a massive GI, and it sat for a little while in the UK, and it sold out. So if you can make a massive pair of Carmines, you can make like loads of pair of Carmines that are immaculate. There's nothing wrong with this sneaker, bro. Nothing at all, right? And I need to unDS this soon. But there's nothing wrong with this Carmine sneaker. This is coming out for the summer, bro. I've got the perfect fit for this as well. There's nothing wrong with this sneaker. Why put a sneaker like the UNC out, right? And it's limited. Well, apparently it's more limited than the Carmines, and then it's a pile of shit. Like it's literally like the quality. I can't misjudge the quality on the material. The material quality is sick. Like I'm talking absolute gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
So we pay the extra money for the materials to be a bit better, but then why give the sneaker to your 5-year-old to go and paint, bro? And then put it together.
It's been rushed, that release.
Yeah, but the dates on it suggest it was done in August, September time last year. So how has it been rushed? I can understand rushing it out for shipping, but it was manufactured August, September time last year.
Yeah.
So to me, that's not rushed.
Maybe the production was rushed.
Potentially. And
I'm just making up excuses for them. I don't even know why I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's fine. But look at that. Look at that, bro. Look at that.
Yours is. I don't know. Yours ain't great.
Mine. I all need to retrofit this. Look at that. I like literally that should be sharp edge. There's a bit of a black mark there. This is overpainted there. This is overpainted up here somewhere. Like there's glue stains all over, bro. Like I am. Look, and you know you talking about your thread, bro. Look at the thread on that. Look at the top. Can you see that thread there?
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not cool at all. At all. That's not cool at all.
Look, check this out. Look at the difference, bro.
Yeah, the shape looks.
Yeah.
Look how much cleaner.
Yeah, it's clean.
The paint is on that Carmine. Like that's a sharp edge right there on that Carmine.
Yeah.
Look how wonky that shit is. Wonky as fuck, bro. Like,
and bro, and Q, look, go to the paint job and the patchwork. I remember you telling me that some of it looks really patchy, like it's like touched up really badly.
Yeah, it seems unfinished on some parts. Like I don't know if y'all can really see how that gloss it looks wavy. Like some points look dull and
you can tell. It's a step in the paint as well, which means that somebody's tried to kind of go back and repaint it, and then it did left a step in it because they haven't sanded it down. They haven't cleaned our last paint job to actually make it smooth. Yeah, it's been messed around with a lot. But yeah, I look. I'm gonna kind of say a couple of things. Like the Crimson one, Crimson 4s actually came similar to this, right? The Crimson 4s look bad. Like we know. I showed you a review. I probably picked up one of the worst men's pairs, which is Benzino's pair, which had the netting loose from the actual stitching, which it wasn't stitched under. It was just loose. You couldn't take it out. It was pretty bad. Glue stains everywhere. So is this because like what happened last year was some of the shops were like the productions were stopped. Has Nike sourced another warehouse or another place that they're actually manufacturing these sneakers, and not kind of told us that like the pairs ain't come up to scratch? Because it seems like they've switched factories to a different factory, and it might be cheaper for them to manufacture them there, but the quality ain't the same. So that could potentially be the case.
Nike doesn't know their ass from their elbow, mate.
You know what? That's easy. That's easy to believe, because when we look at what we got last year.
That's for you, Nike. That's for you, Nike. Oh yes, that's the one. The Shoe Dog book. You're getting your own book thrown at you. that Phil Knight book is coming. That Shoe Dog book is coming to you, because you up the prices, but yet the quality, the execution is still below par. Like this is way below par.
If we look at when we got news of factories being shut down because of COVID, and it was around August, right?
Yep.
So in business, I've learned over time that by the time we get news, stuff is already happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if this shoe, my pair was the production dates was between August and September. So yeah, they did go to a different factory. Either they went to a different factory, or they were hiring inexperienced people.
Yep, I think it's a different factory. If I'm gonna sit here and look at the business model that Nike's got at the moment, once like it's look, think of water. The less resistant way is always taken. So if the factory's shut down, you find a different way. So the less resistant way is find a new factory. So all of a sudden now you're manufacturing a new factory. Have you vetted them? Have you made sure the production's fine? Bro, like. I'm not showing any shade, right? But there's a lot of UA factories out there that would love a deal.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't think about that. At all. Because these factories, from what we hear, these factories on the same block, like they're in the same office park. So
I've heard that as well.
The legit factory will be 3 doors down from the rep factory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But we not that's totally an assumption. That's just us kind of trying to think of why a pair of sneakers would be so bad. Why it would be like, bro? If it was a bunch or a release, right? Then we'd be like, all right, cool, that's fine. Like, but 2 sneakers in the year, bro, already, and it's in March time. Crimson 4s. And the UNC 6s, like bad, like absolutely bad. I've seen them. I've got both of the pairs I've seen in hand, and I've seen your pair, bro, as well. Like the fact of what you just showed me. I was there when you opened that, and you were like, you threw the sneaker across the room, bro.
Yeah,
and let's face it. Yeah, some of these shoes that we talk about, you can't just walk in and look at them on the shelf to look for these issues.
No.
You've got to try on these at hit raffles, and you got to hope that you get a decent pair turn up.
Bro, it's pretty much you going on a blind date, hoping that whoever you linked up with is half decent, bro. This is a blind date for sneakers, bro, because you ain't gonna ever see us. The sneakers are so exclusive and so hyped at this moment in time, right? That you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get the sneaker for one when you put the draw for it, and number 2, right? When you might be sneaker matched and you got the Gotham sign, you don't know if the quality is gonna be that great either, bro. Yeah, and you're risking it. Literally, it is. You can't. The thing is, like Scott said, you can't go into a shop and you can't work out. What the worst thing is, right? You can't even go into a shop to try it on to see if you got the right shoe size, bro. That's how bad it is.
I know, like you see these reviewers, they say, "Oh, go true to size." Well, what's true to size if you've never owned that silhouette?
What's your size? What's your size? Is your feet wide? Is your feet narrow? What funky feet have you got, bro?
Well, so on that note, wear testers is probably the best when it comes to that.
Yeah, 100%.
And you know, we're not affiliated with no other YouTubers or anything like that. Like I watch Wear Testers exclusively. Normally they tend to get it right. Like that Chris at Wear Testers is so technical about every aspect of the shoe down to the insole, what materials the insole is made out of. And, you know, so when it comes to his opinion on sizing, that's the only time I really pay attention to sizing. I know I'm a true size 11. Some shoes I can go down half, some shoes I can go up half. But for the most part, I'm a true 11. Any shoe that I buy needs to be size 11, and it'll fit me pretty well. I don't have a wide foot, so I'm good to go for the most part. But like you say, Scott, man, you can't. And another thing you said, I saw it in the group chat, and this was some of the truest, harshest shit that I've heard, and it kind of fucked me up when I read it. Is it really a L or a W? Like that's what we call it. It culturally.
Well, that's what it's called in the game now, isn't
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is a game. Like, and we've said it before. Like, we're winning the ability to spend our money.
Yeah. You ain't winning nothing.
You know what? The analogy I use, and this is why I don't get really fussed about sneakers, because I will move and I will get the sneakers I want. Because you will not see me rant on a sneaker. I used to be, maybe when I first started picking up sneakers, I was like that. But you will never ever see me rant on a sneaker nowadays.
I love a good rant.
Yeah, and I know you do, bro. I know you do. But you will never see me rant on a sneaker, because from my perspective, if I don't pick up a sneaker, like I missed out on the Rebellionaires, right? And I'll maneuver to get the sneaker. If I want it so badly, I'll maneuver to get the sneaker. That's fine, right? But I'll never sit there ranting on a sneaker, because I know I save money, right? And if I do pick up a sneaker, all right, cool. I picked up a sneaker. That's fine. I can have it in my rotation. But if I don't pick up a sneaker, I save money. I'm good. Yeah.
The only sneaker I really ranted about was the Off-White 5 muslin, and that's because I was still kind of new in the sneaker game, and I hadn't come to the level of understanding that I have now. So I was pissed, bro. Like, I'm gonna touch on that. I'm gonna literally touch on that, because you made a really interesting point there. And you know, one thing we'll discuss it. Let me just go back to this point. Remember this. But what I've actually thought was, we have had exclusive access before on sneakers that have been really, really bad. Like the Travis Scott 4s when they released. There were so many glue stains on that. There was so much wrong with that. So, and then there's a couple of releases in the past where they were exclusive access, or they were really limited sneakers, and they've been bad quality. So, but GRs, they tend to get right. So, like, why is that? Like, is there a particular factory that just does like limited sneakers, and every other factory just does general release? Because it seems like the issue we get is sneakers that are really limited, or not limited but very hyped as well. Like the Crimson 4s, they haven't had as much restocks as I thought they would have. They seem to be a bit more limited, and they've got problems. And UNC 6s similar, right? And Travis Scott 4s similar. So, and then we get other like Carmines, 584s, Bread 4s. Nothing wrong with them, bro. The Fire Red 4s we had issues with over here. My pair is not identical. The left and right shoe are not identical. The toe box is
mine's like that.
Yeah, so the Fire Red 4s, I feel like that was a rushed release. Similar to the UNC 6s.
Okay, but you still see what I'm getting at. Like literally, the fact that it seems like more exclusive and more limited pairs are coming with issues. And I always make a joke
about
them.
They know these suckers are gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah, but is it more than that? Is it more to do with like a certain factory gets gets, okay, cool, you get this pair because it's more limited, it's more exclusive, and not a lot of people got, you haven't got a lot of people that will take that sneaker away and create UA straight off the bat from it, or is it just you're just like,
well,
they don't give a shit?
That's a quality control thing. Like, I mean, if they haven't realized, okay, this shift or this shift at this factory or just this factory in general does better work than this factory or this shift at the same factory, they have to work this type of shit out, because right now we're seeing price increases on across the board, right? We're seeing price increases on Air Force Ones, Air Max, and Jordans. So eventually everything is going to reach a baseline where everything is higher than it used to be because of inflation, right? And we ain't got to get into the inflation part of it. I think it's bullshit, because people make the same money, but they have to pay more for the same products, right? But when we talking about quality control, bro, that's the main thing, because we are spending our money. If you go to a burger place and you tell the motherfuckers you don't want onions on your burger, and you put onions on your burger after you pay for it, you're gonna get pissed. They put fucking onions on my shoe, bro. I didn't want onions on my shoe. They put onions on my fucking shoe. They're gonna charge me $20 more for the goddamn shoe, and I don't want onions on my fucking shoe, bro. Ever. Like, I don't like onions. Don't put onions on my shoe and then charge me more and tell me I gotta like it. No, man.
And you know what the other thing is, the more the price goes up, the more the price on the sneakers goes up, the more people are going to pay attention to the detailing, the construction, the execution. That comes hand in hand, because nobody's going to pay nobody's going to pay for a Mercedes or a BMW with a missing tire. Right. You see what I'm saying? But it's brand new. So that's the same principles. Like people turn around and say, "Yo, you're still gonna buy it, or you're still gonna spend the money." It just doesn't matter. That's the way it always comes. But then, like, it's coming to a point where you're paying so much for a sneaker, you expect better. And this is what the whole point is. You're paying your money for a defect.
It's frustrating.
Very, very frustrating.
So
it becomes even worse when you pay resale for the stuff as well, because you ain't getting better quality. You ain't getting better quality paying resale for it either.
And that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing, is because this is why Q, I love the fact that you came out and did that video, and also I had to do it because anybody watching that video. And everybody's saying, shoe sneaker's fine. It's absolutely good. Nothing wrong with it. Bang. And somebody else buys it. There's somebody how much is the UNC at the moment? Like $250? Right. So you spend $250, which is another £60 over retail, right? And you get that sneaker, and it's even worse than what I've just showed you. Or in a year's time or 2 years' time, you go pick up that UNC because you missed out on it, and you go back in time and pick up like what we're doing at the moment, right? And you spend £400, because that UNC is going to become $450. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be happy getting a sneaker that bad for $450, bro.
Damn, yo, bro, that's a deep dive right there. That's some bullshit.
Especially when you're buying it on platforms like StockX, Go, or whatever. You can't physically see what it looks like.
No, they get, that's a stock picture, bro. That's a stock picture.
And like, they're supposed to find defects. Now I know for a fact. When I was trying to get my black metallic 5s, because I wasn't collecting when they released, but that is my favorite sneaker. Y'all know this. I was searching for that shoe, and I found the unbelievable price on GOAT. And when that seller sent that pair, it was a B grade. GOAT showed me pictures, asked me if I wanted it. I said, hell no. And they sent me my money back. So I don't know if StockX does that.
They don't do that. They don't do that. The only time I've ever got an email from StockX was to tell me the box was bashed up, or there was.
It's a struggle to even get in contact with StockX.
Yeah, and this is why I don't like companies that don't actually pick up the phone when you call them, because they give you an email, and you can't really have a discussion with somebody on an email, because at the end of the day, people read whatever they want from an email or ignore stuff, because I like that one-to-one direct contact with we're talking to somebody, because it's easier to communicate, to get your point across, not because you want to shout at them, because you want to have a good discussion with somebody and say, look, can you have a check of this? Can you have a look at this? Let me know what this and this and this, and I want a picture of this. It's easier to do that over a phone call than on an email. But when I'm talking about the Michigan 5s, when I first ordered my first pair, it got cancelled because the box was defect, or there's something wrong with the sneaker, and it was I don't think it was legit. They emailed me telling me the box was defect, and then they cancelled my order, and I asked them why, and they was like, oh, because it's not an authentic pair, and then they sent it back. I ended up getting my authentic pair after that, which is fine. But StockX are fine, but they're not here to pick up defects. I've had sneakers from StockX which had defects, and I paid that resale because, and you can't even send it back because they said what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I got one pair from StockX. Actually, I got two pairs from StockX, and they are legit, but they are both defective. So from that point, and I went ahead with it because the price was so ridiculous on both pairs that I just caught at the right time. But fuck StockX. Okay. Fuck. Like,
I tried to stay away from that buying platform. I tried to steer more towards eBay now.
Yeah, I mean, I think because eBay is more reliable, eBay is faster to respond, and I do think there are more sneaker people, because I don't think StockX hires sneaker people. It's like if you go to Foot Locker and you ask an associate, they say, hey, how you doing? Can I help you find something? And you say, I want the Jordan 6 UNC, and you can physically see the Jordan 6 UNC on the shelf. And they say, you want what? The Jordan 6 UNC.
They don't even know what shoe you're talking about.
Yeah. They ask you, what color is it? Bitch, it's right there. Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of people that StockX got checking our shit. You see what I'm saying? They're not sneaker people. They want a job. They need a job.
Yeah, you know why eBay's better. Like I'm not weighing up the companies. You can shop on Go, you can shop on StockX, you can shop on any reselling site. But the reason why I think the experience with eBay is better is because you can end up talking to the original seller, and you can come to a deal with them, right?
Yes.
And number two. The sellers normally put their pictures up for their product. So if you see something, and you can ask questions, you can go back to them and say, okay, cool. Can you show me the, especially with VNDSs as well, can you show me the sole? Can you show me the wear? Can you show me this? Can you show me the, and you can do your legit check on eBay even before you purchase it. And that gives you the confidence to go and get the sneaker, and knowing as well that the authentication marker with that sneaker is coming as well, because eBay will authenticate that sneaker. But you can do all the groundwork and all the assessments. It depends on the site and seller, for one, because some sellers are receptive, some sellers aren't. But you can do the groundwork, and you can judge the seller by the ratings as well. It gives you so much more than just a middleman, because StockX and Go act as a middleman, but eBay acts as a platform where people can list their products and sell their products as like going to a market rather than going through somebody else.
Yeah. So Packman, Mr. Simpson.
Mr. Simpson.
What do you have to show us? We need to see.
Hold on.
We need to see what you got, because I see we can see the boxes. I see the boxes.
They're all empty boxes.
No, hell no. Hell no. I'm not going for that shit. Okay. I know you're not no cap motherfucker. Like I would be surprised to find out you lie about anything just because you're so blunt. Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy talking to. I'm gonna expose your ass right now. because talking to Scott one-on-one as many times as I have, like you said at the beginning when I introduced Scott, that's why I love Scott so much, because the first thing that pop up in his head, to me, it seems like the first thing that pop up in your head, you just let that shit come out. Like, ain't much of a filter.
You have no filter, bro.
There's no point in thinking about what you're gonna say. You might as well just say it.
Yeah, it's not worth holding it back, because if it's actually on your mind, you might as well just say it. You might as well say it.
So you influenced me in that way. I want to see. Nah, you know what? Fuck that. Because I know you got some shit. I know you got some shit right there in the front or on the side of you. We finna talk about this shit right here. This is not a good shoe.
Unions.
Me and Scott have gone back and forth playfully, and I use the word playfully lightly about this shoe right here.
You know what's ironic? I'm in between you guys. I'm fucking like the referee here.
No, we finna do this. We finna do this right now. Do you still have this shoe?
Of course I do. It don't look like that no more, but I still got it.
Why, Scott? Why do you have this ugly shoe?
It's a beautiful thing.
Because I like it.
That's an ugly shoe, bro.
It's not an ugly shoe. Listen, if we all like the same things in this world, it'd be pretty boring, wouldn't it?
That's true. No. That's the valid. I agree with Scott there. I have to agree with Scott.
If you didn't like this shoe, you would be a smart man.
I'll be richer.
You would be that much richer, bro. I'm just saying, because we ain't never had the conversation. And it's easy. I know it's easy for you to say.
And I'm glad you pulled up that pair as well.
Why?
Because that's the best one.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna be the middle judge for this. I'm gonna be the middle judge for this, and I'm gonna say, Scott, you're right. I think the Noir, the Union Noirs is probably the best.
You see the whole lot of them.
No, this guava, this shit is horrible, bro. This pink and purple and yellow, like what? That shit is what? Is that violet? Like lavender?
Well, is they talking about the desert moss one?
I'm talking about the ugly one in the middle.
Yeah, that's my least favorite. But I've got it because I'm that guy that tries to get it all.
So, hold on, bro. Hold on. Where's this? This is the worst. This is the worst picture on your Instagram. Like, bro.
Actually, it's a beautiful thing. Look.
No, man. No, and then
It's a beautiful thing.
You actually put the yellow laces in the black one. Like that's like
yo,
that's
bro. I think that's dope. I actually like that. I actually think that's dope.
No, man.
You know why you think that's ugly, right? It's because of that midsole. You know that midsole is all like vintage sale all the way through.
I'll tell you why you don't like it. It's because you're not used to seeing a 4 look like that.
Yeah. I'm not used to seeing ugly 4s.
And my 4s don't look like that anymore.
So they're uglier, is what you're saying?
No, they look better.
Yeah, you unstitched them. That's why you unstitched the tongue and then actually made them. I
didn't like that aspect of the shoe.
Yeah,
the folded tongue, because that only relates to the person who designed the shoe, and that's how he wore his shoes. I didn't know a Jordan 4 to look like that. So when they said you could unfold your tongue, instantly I done it.
You did it to all of them?
All of them. Pictures on there.
Hold on. I need to find this picture. Okay, I see you.
Keep going up.
They're actually dope. They're actually really dope. I've seen the guava. I've seen the guavas in real life, and they're actually dope. They are.
And
dope.
you put laces. You put the other laces in all of them.
Now the two at the top are the original laces. I switched the two at the bottom. That's the optional laces.
I don't like it, Scott. I actually like the mock-up. If we would have got the mock-up, and don't get me wrong, I tried for the guavas because that is my favorite.
There you go. Shoe dog. See, you don't like it, but you tried to get it.
No, I like the guavas. I do like the guavas.
You just said you don't like any of them.
I don't. But out of the four of them, I like the guavas the best. So I try. Okay,
that's
so what?
That's going to you, bro.
So what? So what?
Yeah,
So what? I don't care. So let's get into this pack mentality because this is Pac-Man right here.
Yeah, there's a reason why. We call you Pac-Man. What drives you to be that pack mentality like that? You got one because, bro, this is not the Union pack is not the only thing that you packed out, bro. Because I know for a fact that you got the Dunk Low undefeated. What was it, Air Force Ones versus undefeated, wasn't it? I ain't
got the Air Force Ones out of the pack, but I've got the Dunk.
Yeah, but you got the Dunk versions of them. You've got yeah, there you go. Like you've got every single one of those lows, Dunk lows. So like, what drives you to that pack mentality? Because before I even talk about what you're doing with the next pack, I'm fascinated. Like, why? Because like, let's just be honest, right? In that Union pack, you admitted you don't like the desert. Was it desert moss one that you don't like? Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
You still got it. It's not your favorite. It's not your favorite, but you still got it. No, yeah, some people like, yeah, I'm not feeling that, I'm not gonna get it. But I feel the other 2 or 3, I'm gonna pick them up. But I don't feel the desert moss, I'm not gonna get it. But you intentionally, even though you kind of don't feel it, you will still go and get it because it fits in the pack. Yep. You've got the complete set. It's almost like this is Pokemon to you. Like, yo, I gotta catch a ball. so what drives it? I'm just fascinated. What actually drives that mentality? Because you know what, it's amazing. Like I think it's an amazing thing because basically, for me personally, I get to see wonderful packs on your Instagram page. But what actually drives that thought process? And when did it start?
Probably 3 letters.
What's that?
OCD.
OCD. So
I just like to have fun. If there's a pack of them, I need the pack, innit?
Right.
When was the Mocha the first pack?
What was your first pack, bro?
It was probably the Code Japan.
Oh, okay. The Midnight Navies and the silver COJPs, yeah? Yeah, cool.
Okay. Maybe even like is either between that and the UNC to Chicago's, the paintings, and then I got the women's one as well.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I just showed that picture. But we got so this
the Unite pack. Unite pack, the black and the blue and the red versions. Damn.
Well, technically, that university, or it was a Game Royal, Royal 3.
Varsity Royal.
What Varsity Royal 3?
The Varsity Royal 3 and the Unite is technically not a pack.
No.
But if you're going for that cement, monotone colorway, so do you have the Georgetown 3s too?
No.
You don't think the Georgetown fits with that?
No.
Okay. So
you know what it is? I can tell you exactly what it is, bro. It's like having a Chicago and then having a what do you call it? A Royal. It's literally that. It's literally
if that Georgetown would have come with this on it.
it's that label. It's that college label. So that gives you an indication of what Scott's gonna do next.
You're Mr. 3. Like out of the group, you are the 3-man. Where on this Jordan 3 do you think the college tag should have gone?
On that 3.
Like on the George, you said if the Georgetown had
same place as the UNCs.
The UNC 6?
3s.
UNC 3s.
Came on the insoles.
Okay. I forget because I got rid of the UNC 3s. Unfortunately.
TJ needs a red card for that, mate.
No. No, you can't. I'm not accepting that red card because
you said unfortunately. You said unfortunately.
I said unfortunately because I grew to like the shoe more. At the time, my style wasn't conducive to that UNC 3.
Okay, so basically,
and I still don't. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it, but I don't like it as much as other people do.
Right.
So I don't really feel bad about it. Do I wish I would have kept it? Yes. But do I feel bad about getting rid of it? No, because I was going with my first mind at the time.
Yeah.
And it was retail. I got it in-store pickup. But back to Packman.
He's back. Okay, cool. Because we're gonna try and start uploading these on audio platforms. So what Q's showing at the moment is Bread Force, metallic 5s, infrared 6s, and then you got the other variation with the 5 4s and the white, the Carmine 5 5s, and then Carmines.
Mm-hmm.
Pack mentality, bro. Pack mentality.
And I know you've got most of them as well.
Yeah,
I've got all of them except for the metallic 5s.
Yeah. I have all of these except wait a minute.
You ain't got the metallic 5s, Q.
What are you giving me that yellow card for, bro?
You don't have a black metallic 5 in your collection, and you call yourself a 5 lover? I've been betrayed.
You know I'm hunting for those black metallic 5s. You know I'm hunting for those.
I have been betrayed, ladies and gentlemen. My brother in 5s has betrayed me. You know what? You get from this day forward, you will receive a yellow shoe at the beginning of every episode until you get that black metallic 5 in your collection. I promise you, I will never forget this. Never, bro.
You know what? Talking about regrets and talk because you talked about the what do you call it, UNC 3s, Oregon. We talked about Scott's Oregon 5s, and then one of my biggest regrets was the PSG. Well, this is when I was first collecting, but if you guys know me really well, when I actually go in for a sneaker, sometimes if somebody asks me, "Yo, can you get this for me?" and I always sacrifice my pair sometimes to get somebody else's pair, and I'm just like that. Because I like the joy when somebody else gets a pair. Unfortunately, that was the situation with the PSG 5, right? Yeah. That I regret to this day, bro. Ever since I got the guy, he's size 9. I could have got my size 10. Yeah, and I'm kicking myself to this day, bro. Absolutely kicking myself to this day.
To be honest with you, that PSG 5 is the only Jordan 5 that rivals the black metallic for me.
Metallic 5, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my favorite shoe ever. Like
100%.
Anybody that has that shoe is cool with me.
And I'm gonna say this: the friends and family PSG 5, the white version, is so good, so good.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put it there.
So we're going through the adventures of Packman right here.
You're building with me.
I mean, But let me just say,
Yeah, there's that shoe there. Look.
what we talking about the Cyber Monday.
That's where it all started.
This is your first.
Yeah, that's your first Jordan, wasn't it? Your first Jordan was a Cyber Mondays.
That's where it started.
You got that shoe on hand, huh?
It's just there.
The Jordan 3 Cyber Monday.
Oh.
So what started it? What idea popped into your head when you first started collecting?
You know, I hate that word, collecting. I don't collect shoes.
So what do you call it?
I just acquire shoes. I love fresh shoes.
Yeah.
So we had before we started today, you informed us that your Cyber Monday it's seen better days at this point.
It's not too bad, but yeah, of course it's getting old now and it's gonna get retired soon.
So you gonna hang it from the rafters?
I'm gonna hang it around my neck.
like a chain.
Yeah.
So what if you start wearing it over your tie the strings together and just wear it over your shoulder whenever whenever you wear a black and white outfit with a different pair of black and white shoes, you should just put the 3s over your shoulders. The Cyber Mondays.
They'll get put to bed soon.
Why though, Scott? Like, I mean,
I don't want to ruin it. I know it can get restored and whatnot, but I want to leave it. I want to leave it how it is.
Oh, so you're going to leave it that vintage, worn out look on it, so that you can go back to it and say, "This is the first sneaker I ever got, and this is how I just ran through it."
But yeah, this was the first Jordan I bought.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pass it down. I think he probably gonna end up passing it down because Scott has a sneakerhead in the making.
Yeah. but before you picked up the first Jordan you picked up, what was you into?
So my first memory of a shoe, as in a whole, like growing up as a child, was a pair of LA Gears.
Now we're going back. We're going back. We're going way back.
I was young, put it that way, because I ain't wearing shoes with lights in I ain't wearing shoes with lights in that.
Yo. You got the Travis Scott 6s, bro.
That ain't a light.
It's still glow in the dark, bro. It still lights up.
And my first memory of a shoe, was an LA Gear. I think they was black, from what I can remember, and they lit up red.
Okay.
A red light.
Did you acquire that shoe?
No, my parents did.
So from then, like, what was it? Because you grew up in the UK. I know you live in Scotland, but you grew up in the UK, right?
London, yeah. So
when from the LA Gears, then what?
Reebok workouts.
Yes. This is the first time. That we have talked about. We call them Reebok Classics here.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a classic and a workout.
So when you talk about the Reebok workout, which shoe are you talking about?
Well, that's what it is. It's called a Reebok Classics. Is like more of a sleeker looking shoe. Reebok workouts have got like little. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you can get them up. Reebok Classics are not Reebok workouts. That's a workout.
Yeah, but see, we call them in the US. We call them by different names.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the Reebok workout. We call those soldiers because of in the 90s when Cash Money Records came out. They called them soldiers, and we called them soldiers as well. Mm-hmm. There was this colorway, and I mean this. I remember having this colorway when this shoe came out. They had the black with the ice bottom and the white with the ice bottom. They might have had other colors, but I only remember the black and the white. This was a moment in time in Atlanta, at least, where the Reebok workout or the soldiery kind of took a turn away from the culture because I felt like they were trying to do too much with the shoe. But the white versions, the black with the gum bottom, yeah, classic. That's classic shit right there.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody know if you're a sneakerhead from the 90s, 80s, and 90s, you know the Reebok Classics, bro. Reebok Classics are just iconic sneaker.
So when I say classic, you're talking about the runners. Like this,
that to me is that's a Reebok Classic.
Okay. So did y'all do Club C's?
No, it was mainly just workouts for me, to be honest.
Okay. So from when did Jordan start appearing on your radar?
2015.
Yeah.
Never before that? Not as a kid?
I'd seen like YouTube reviews, and I'd seen them obviously sitting on the shelf, but it was never something that I gravitated to because UK or Europe is Air Max.
So Air Max.
There's always been people that have been into Jordans over here, but basketball is not the main sport in the UK.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, why do you think Air Max? Because I know you, we've had conversation before. Like it's in the US, we don't dislike Air Max. Like we've always bought and worn Air Max, but in the UK, I think it's predominantly Air Max, whereas in the US, it's predominantly Jordans and Nikes because basketball is one of our big three sports.
Yeah.
And soccer or football is the number one in Europe. Like
so I think it's because it's the fact that like from my early memory, I knew about the Chicago Bulls because of their successes, and I know Michael Jordan because of the successes from the Chicago Bulls. That when you're a youngster and you, like, especially if you're not in that privileged bracket where you can actually afford Sky or cable, you can't watch the matches live. You can't sit there and you have to stay up late to watch the highlights and stuff like that. So as a youngster, you hear it on the playground. It was playground gossip. Like, oh, yo, you Chicago Bulls. Oh, yo, Michael Jordan. And from my perspective, that was what's happening in the 90s for us as for me as a kid, right? So I didn't experience that perspective. I didn't experience the matches or the successes. I was that secondhand news for me as a kid. So I didn't kind of get caught up in that whole momentum of Jordans, right?
But
so
my first acknowledgement of Michael Jordan as a person would probably be the movie Space Jam.
Yeah. So you got to remember, like now it wasn't as broadcast in the UK because football was a thing, like you say, soccer was a thing. So you're talking about football cleats, Predators, Adidas Predators. Then that was the thing, bro. Like Predators, Reebok Classics, schoolwear, runners. Like, oh, you call them runners, we call them like just
trainers.
Trainers. Yeah, exactly. So from that perspective, this is why we were leaning. This is why we lean towards like Reebok Classics and Nike silhouettes.
We're not putting everyone in that same category.
No,
of course, there's people here that have been wearing Jordans from
long time. But they're not. They weren't as easily accessible. So you like the way of least resistance is to pick up sneakers that you see, right? And then what you see is those silhouettes. So that became a fashion.
If you did see Jordans back then, I think you'd be like, oh, where did you get those? You'd be like, oh, I got them from America when I went on holiday.
Yeah. And I'll give you a prime example. Like I was in college. And so one of the guys I know was like he used to fly to the States, pick up sneakers and merch and clothing, come back here and sell them. right? This is years and years ago. This is when I was in college in 2000s, right? 2001, 2002. So they were going back and not even picking up Jordans, bro. They're picking up Timberlands, right? They're going back, and then that whole translated back into the New York fashion style. And like everybody's like, from my perspective, I was picking wearing Timberlands because that was the style. That's what I was like, that surrounded me. Now, when you move it to like what Scott said in 2015, we're seeing more exclusively like Jordans and better
You
Nike
see them
silhouettes.
more. You see them more on people's feet. For me, anyway,
Exactly.
I see them more like around
Exactly.
2013,
Exactly.
2015.
So we're catching up. We're catching up with you guys. We definitely we are literally, I would say, 20 years behind you guys in terms of catching that.
Well, I think especially over the past few years, because we know Asia was a little bit ahead of you guys. Like in particular, Japan.
Yeah,
Japan was heavy on SBs. I think is maybe because of skateboard culture. I'm not as well versed about skateboard culture, but I know SBs and Jordan 1s kind of took off in Japan before they took off in other countries on that side of the world. I'll just say on that side of the world.
Yep.
But when you bought the Cyber Mondays, was it something that you saw and was like, oh yeah, I want these? Or did you just decide like, okay, I like Jordans? Or was it you walked in the store and they were there?
No, it was like I'd watched a YouTube documentary. It was a documentary like showcasing someone's collection. It was like it's named The Perfect Pair.
Okay.
And he had a whole bed. In front of his bed was all Jordan 3s. And he said like that they was putting the Jordan 3 to bed after in 2013 because I don't know, it weren't selling or they was releasing too many, so they was cutting the line.
Oversaturating the market, I think it was.
And they said when it comes back, he said he believes when it comes back, it's coming back with a true blue. So that's what put me onto 3s.
And so with R3s, truly your favorite silhouette?
Yeah.
That's why.
Go.
And it was this one just because it's all black, white sole, nothing crazy. I can dabble in it, wear it. You know.
What makes a 3 special for you, bro? What
special? It's just the simplicity of it. There's nothing crazy. There's no wings attached to it like a 4. It's just simple.
So with 3s, like you
might call it basic, but I just call it simple.
Yeah, no. Sometimes the best things are simple, bro.
No, with 3s, the transition from the 1 to the 2 is clear, and the transition between the 2 and the 3 is clear. Like when I look at the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s next to each other, I can pick out different things from each shoe that carried over to the next one. And we know Tinker, that was the Jordan 3 was the first shoe that Tinker designed. It was the shoe that kept Jordan with Nike. It was the shoe that kind of created the wave, if you will, because the visible air sole unit, we know, all the Jordans got air soles in them up until Jordan 12s when they started using Zoom. But the 3, the lack of a swoosh adds to the simplicity of it. The Nike Air on the back is just iconic, bro. Like the fact that we don't get that now with so many releases is a bummer. And when we get that on OGs and collabs, it just makes it so much better. Like even with the Unite 3s, the fact that they got a Nike Air on the back, and then the Royals don't, is like, Come on, man. Give us the Nike. Give us what we want.
I think another thing what attracted me to the 3 rather than a Jordan 1, let's just say, or a 2 or whatever, was obviously before Jordan it was Air Max.
Yeah.
And this still had that element of an air bubble.
Yeah, and I said this. I literally I was on the live once on Instagram, and I think I was doing a custom for E, and I think I can't remember who was on live that time, and I literally said, "Yo, what he I think the guy was an Air Max fan." So I was like, "All right, cool, Air Max. What's the difference between an Air Max 90 and a Jordan 3? Tell me what it literally for me the 4 is like an Air Max 1 in terms of I can see similarities between it, and I can see similarities between the 3 and Air Max 90. I can see it, like literally the air bubble is a big like indication, but there's traits from the 2 to the 3 to the 4. But there's also traits from the Air Max 90 to the Air Jordan 3, and there's traits to the Air Max 1 to the Air Jordan 4. For me, I can see it. Like I can see the thought process behind it. But we're talking back to 3s. Like if imagine, like we're talking about the simplicity of a 3, and the fact that the 3 came a certain way, and it didn't have the Nike tick or the swoosh or any Nike branding on it. Except for the back, except for with Nike on the back, but this is Tinker's. The Tinker 3 is basically what Tinker wanted to release before he had a conversation with Jordan.
Yeah. And
So,
Mike said,
I never liked that. I had that one that Q's got, but I weren't really feeling it with the ticker.
Yeah, and exactly, and it like even though I do like the Tinker 3s, I still believe that it's too much for the sneaker. It's too much for the sneaker.
Yeah, Mike said, take that shit off the side of my shoe.
Yeah,
put me on the front of it.
Otherwise, that's how every 3 would have released going forward from 1980.
Exactly. And one thing I do like about the Tinker 3s is that stitching of that Nike. I do like that element. Yeah, I do like that element on it. It adds something, but like you can't beat the iconic 3. Like that to me was the amalgamation of two great minds. I do like an athlete and a shoe designer, Tinker and Michael Jordan, and they came up with the Jordan 3. But from my perspective, like without that Jordan 3, this is why I respect your reason why you love 3s is without the Jordan 3. Imagine if Michael Jordan was with Adidas, it wouldn't be the same. Like the sneaker, first of all, the sneaker culture wouldn't be the same. It might be a bit different. And secondly, I don't think Michael Jordan would have had the expression. And secondly, you would never had Tinker design the Jordan 4 or the Jordan 5 or the Jordan 6 or the Jordan 7 because Michael Jordan wouldn't be there, right?
Like all this, sorry to cut you off, but like the history that you're talking is not something that why you first bought this shoe.
No,
it's not. I didn't buy this shoe because this is the shoe that saved Jordan from leaving. I bought it because I liked it. It's only when I got into it deeper that the history comes with it.
And then it's like for you it's like seeing something, and then the growth of that, like planting a seed because you just like the seed, and all of a sudden it grows, it blooms into this amazing flower, and all of a sudden you realize the histrionics behind it, you realize the meaning behind it, and then like this is when people turn around and say, why do you like this sneaker? And is it because of the colorway? Is it because of the way it looks? Or is it because of because it's a Jordan? No, it's not that. It's all of that and more. It's always all of that and more. Because basically, I like the sneaker because of what it looks like. First of all, secondly, I like the fact that the silhouette of it and then how it fits me, and then the history, bro. Like it has meaning. And the point is like you can't it's like you can't go and erase something that's a history of some important event that's changed cultures.
Yeah.
So, like we won't be talking about sneakers if it wasn't for the love of for the love of
the Jordan brand. Yeah. And
it's what these shoes represent.
Yep.
It's what the shoe represents.
And I think each person, as far as acquisitions or collections go, I think everybody has a bit of a different meaning. We all recognize when something is dope, as far as a colorway or color blocking or a legit story. And I say a legit story because we don't believe that Moonlight bullshit. When collectively we all agree that, yeah, the black cement and the white cement of the 3s and 4s are iconic. The fire red and the black metallic, the infrared and the carmine.
Yeah.
The Chicago 1, the Chicago 2. You know, we.
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna say. So we you know what, we keep pulling these what the 5s up, right? And like when you look at this what the 5s, I think on my Instagram I actually broke this sneaker down. There's about 5 or 6 variations of different sneakers that go into this what the 5. Not a lot of people understand, and not a lot of people liked it because of the mismatched colorway. But for me, the whole like Raging Bulls, Tokyo T23s, like the Fresh Prince. So I'm saying, like there's so much to this sneaker that people don't understand. Even this little that symbology.
Shanghai, yeah,
exactly. The symbology on it. It's when the sneaker's executed right and you understand it and you understand the meaning behind it. Some people might not like it because of what it looks like, but when you understand the meaning behind it, it makes you grow to love. Yeah. The Amemnia Freeze, hands down.
This shoe tells a story by itself.
Yeah,
hands down. Like so, and the meaning to that is so deep, so deep.
So that was your sneaker of the year for 2021, correct?
Yeah.
What is your favorite 3, and is your favorite shoe that you own a Jordan 3?
Is my favorite shoe that I own a Jordan 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
My favorite, I can get it out, but I'll be.
Just say it, bro.
I prefer the white cement over the black cement.
Do you have a reason why? Or
I just prefer white shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course I've got black shoes, blue shoes, or whatnot, but white shoes in the summer.
Okay, so are you tailoring your drip to the season, or like would you wear white shoes,
bro,
in the winter time?
It's never sunny in Scotland, so he has to look for. He's got something to look forward to, so that's why he gets white sneakers, bro.
I have to check the weather 3 days away just for the day I'm going out in.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Listen, I talked about this before, and I know over there in London the weather ain't always nice. Man, I live in Georgia. It's like 3 days ago it was 70 degrees. Right now it's like 35 degrees. And it's been raining for the past 2 days. It snowed. It wasn't a downpour, but it was actually snow flurries coming out the sky yesterday. And right now the sun is shining, but the grass is wet because it rained all night. And the wind was blowing so hard, bro.
Scott, you got to tell me that one day I called you and you said something to me about the weather, and it stuck to me to this day, because our London weather is similar, but it might change over the day. It might be sunny and then rain in the night, or might be like cold and it snows in the evening, or you
get 4 seasons in one day, mate.
Yeah, sound like Georgia. I ain't gonna lie.
Snow, rain, sun, wind, cloudy. I can get it all.
What's the worst time? What's the worst time that's ever happened to you that you've been caught out? I'm interested now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been caught out of the snow in a pair of shoes.
So what? No. What's the worst? So you've basically what I'm trying to get at is you worn a pair of sneakers, and all of a sudden the weather's changed. You didn't realize it.
Mate, that's what I'm telling you. I check the weather. If I'm going out at 9 o'clock, I'm checking the weather at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it, man. That's how you got to do it. Because, bro, that happened to me with my UNC fours, man. It was my wife's birthday. I had the outfit planned. My wife's birthday last year in June. All right, so it's the middle of the summertime. Actually, like really the beginning of the summertime. And I got shirts made. I got like 3 shirts made, and I bought another one, and I just couldn't get it right. I wanted to wear my fours on her birthday, and the forecast was rain. I said, "Fuck it, I'm wearing my because we're gonna be inside, right? Like I'm gonna change clothes inside before we go to the party. We had it at a hotel, so I didn't have to go outside." But I smoke. So well, I vape. So I ended up stepping outside of the ballroom where we had the party. And the rain was dripping, splashing on my toe box, and I had to end up cleaning my shoes, man. The weather, bro, like Nubuck, you can kind of get away with it a little bit, but suede, you wear your suede out in the rain or the snow. Like, bro, it's gonna be a bad day.
That 5 o'clock rain could become 12 o'clock rain. weather moves differently.
Yeah. So I knew that day. I knew, like Scott said, like I check the weather every time, bro. Like if it's a chance of rain, I'm not wearing suede.
No.
Suede is definitely a colorway you don't want to get caught out on. I remember I had some Puma Clydes. Well, not Puma Clydes. Some suede soccer cleats. Which were like Puma suede. So basically they didn't cleated, but they were good enough to wear for soccer. But I wore them casually because I liked them. And this is when I was like, you're talking about 13 or 14, and this is before like picking up, like not being from a privileged background, you get what you get because basically you just want to wear what you want to wear. And I got caught out. I didn't as a kid. I didn't know about take care of sneakers. Got caught out. It rained. My sneakers got muddy, and that brown tan went even more browner. And I tried to wash it out myself, and then it made the sneaker even worse. And then they became this shoes for indoors.
Because I couldn't wear them outside. When I was growing up, it was never about looking after your shoes. You just wore them, play football in them, run around with your friends in them, and then 6 months later, you'd be like, "Mom, Dad, I need some new trainers."
There's a hole in my sneakers. My sneakers are talking.
You would deliberately put that hole in your shoe just to get a new one.
What? Really? that worked for you?
Yeah.
And Scott's mom was like,
growing up for me, bro, there was twice a year where I was guaranteed to get new sneakers. Yeah. It was at the beginning of the school year and for Christmas. Yeah. So I had to take care of anything I got. Now, if I got money for Christmas, enough money to buy a pair, I would, especially once I got into middle school, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And then obviously in high school, I don't know how it is or how it was for y'all, but in the US, high school is like a big fashion show.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
You gotta come correct, or you're gonna get laughed out the building. Literally,
it's like that. It's like that everywhere.
If you go to high school with bad shoes, bro, you're not gonna have many friends. If you do, all of them got bad shoes too.
I used to get sent home because I used to come in with trainers.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I used to have to get sent home and then come back with shoes on.
Yeah, but by the way, if you don't understand the UK, back in the day the UK rules were that you couldn't wear any color trainers. You had to wear black uniform. The black
Yeah,
trainers
it
that
was
go
like
for your uniform.
what you would probably call a dress shoe.
Yeah, dress shoe, pretty much.
Yeah, so for us now, a lot of schools have gone to a dress code. So you have to wear a school color shirt or a white shirt, slacks, either black, blue, or khaki slacks. But you can wear whatever kind of shoes you want to wear.
So that's nearly similar to what we got. But from my perspective, what we used to wear is a jumper with the emblem, with the school emblem on it, right? And then you can wear any trousers or khakis, anything like that. But you have to wear black trainers. You can't. It could be trainers. You could be dress shoes. You couldn't wear any variation of color because the teachers would pull you up and just send you home.
But I used to like to rebel. So
Yeah,
we noticed.
you told me not to come in with trainers.
The original shoe on.
With trainers on Tuesday.
So did y'all have gym class? Because we call it PE, physical.
Yeah, we call it the PE as well.
Yeah. PE. And that's one of the reasons. That's probably one of the reasons why Reebok Classics were the go-to sneaker for a lot of people, a lot of kids in school, because they were at the right price range, and the all black Reebok Classics. Teachers couldn't complain, kids wouldn't complain. Just wear them. That's why I think the Reebok Classic is such a iconic sneaker with a lot of people in the UK, because not only in the UK, but a lot of people in the kids that used to go to UK that are actually grown up and actually picking up sneakers now. Because the first memory for me was a Reebok Classic. The first memory was like a Reebok Classic, but even then I couldn't. I don't think my mum and dad couldn't afford Reebok Classic, so I just had to look at them visually from afar.
I remember at one point during the mid-90s, Reebok was making so much money where they ended up, it was Foot Locker and Champs implemented the 2 for $80. Like Reeboks, whether it was workouts, classic leathers, or club C's, were all $50. But if you bought two, they were $49.99 for one pair. But if you bought two pairs, it was $79.99. And everybody had at least two pairs of Reeboks. It didn't matter what it was. If it was the classics with the gray stripe, or the all white, all black gum bottom workouts, gum bottom, the clear bottom, which was, like I said, the end of that. Or the club C's, the white with the green, or the white and navy blue, or the all black. For me, it was the white and navy blue club C's and the all black workouts, the mid-cut workouts. Girls did the high-cut workouts with the double straps, and the guys, we all did what we called soldieries, again, because of cash money, which was the Reebok workout. Nobody in the U.S. called the Reebok workout the workout. We called them soldiers. The classic was the classic, and the club C was the club C. We never called workouts. When we said workouts, we were talking about the girl version, the high version with the double straps. and some guys did get away, smaller foot guys did get away with rocking the high cut workouts, because they came in all cut. It was red, yellow, blue, green. Yeah, so that was an era, man. That was definitely an era. I'm glad you brought that up, Scott, because to this point, this episode 10, we had, I don't even know if we said the word Reebok on this podcast so far.
Some people nowadays, I don't know, younger generation will probably be ashamed to say, "Oh, I wore a Reebok," or because it's not cool, is it anymore? Really,
Vans are more popular than Reeboks at this point.
Yeah. But the thing is, you can't just sit there and deny the fact that you can't deny your history, because it was part of your history. Like Reeboks were part of your history. Pumas are part of your history. Adidas is part of your history. Like everybody, like if you're from the UK, you're watching this. Everybody remembers the Adidas Predator. Everybody remembers David Beckham wearing those Adidas Predators. It's like it's part of history. You can't forget it. You can't erase it either, right? But some people like to erase it because they move on the hype level. So it is what it is.
I remember I had a pair of these, not this version here. It was this Emmitt Smith shoe. It was this exact colorway, and this shoe, my shoe, ended up looking like this shoe by the time.
Battered and bruised.
Bro, I did everything in that shoe. Now, this is the doper version of the shoe. At this point in the history of the Emmitt Smith shoe, I ended up moving on to Air Max, because that was around the time when the ones in the 90s, and then it was the 95, it was the BW, all those silhouettes started coming out over here and over there as well. Actually, I might have had the all black pair. I think I had the all black pair. Now that I think about it, I had the all black pair. I did.
Bro. How dope is that overlay strap that makes that Reebok sign? That is so dope, bro.
Listen, this is when, at this point in sneaker history, as far as what I can remember, Reebok, Fila, Adidas, and Nike were kind of on par as far as what you saw in the streets and in the schoolhouse, after school, on the playground. There was a variety. Even back then, Dunks, I can remember in middle school, maybe around 7th or 8th grade, the Michigan Dunks came out. And the Dunk High Michigan, the blue and yellow that we just got again recently, those were popular. So diversity at that point was a lot better than it is now, ironically. And I say ironically because style, like, you can do whatever you want to do now. Like, you look at certain people on IG and on YouTube, and just when you go out, especially like here and probably in London too, when I go to certain areas, or even just going to the mall, you see people wearing all different types of styles, and so that just gives a certain level of freedom that we weren't seeing years ago.
So I'll give you an example, right? So I'm pretty sure Scott can give us an example of this as well, because Glasgow is a bit more less sneakerized in terms of the people that wear sneakers, but like for when I first got the Space Jams, I wore them out after 6 months because I always stock the sneaker before I rock it, because I want to be the only one rocking it that time. But like, I can tell you this now, when I rock those Space Jams, not a lot of people rocking Jordans around that time, right? And it's different now than it is now. It's different than it is now. But when I rocked those Space Jams, you just got looks. Like, literally, I had 2-3 people that know sneakers, right, would look at your feet. Like, you feet contact before eye contact. You don't look because they know exactly what it is. And now it's a bit different, because now when you go to the mall, everybody's got Jordans on. Like, you see somebody wear Concord, somebody wear Jordan 1, somebody wear Jordan 3, somebody wear Lightning 4s. It's more accepted. It's more like, accepted, this culture. But it's like I'm gonna pass this baton on to Scott, because I know Scotland, like, we're in Scotland, it feels like 5 years back from what it was in London.
Like Adidas, they're massive on. They got Jordan people here, obviously, but it's like there's sporadic Air Max, but it's a lot of Adidas here. Well, you call it Adidas, we call it Adidas.
It is Adidas, yeah.
Yeah, Adidas here, like forums and top 10s were really big. Obviously, shell toes. Like, we don't really have to talk about shell toes or superstars, whichever name you use.
It's like the Gazelles and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Gazelles, and it's the other silhouette Samoas. Like those are kind of niche. Like certain people stick to what they have been doing throughout time, and they just want a fresh pair of whatever they like. Like a lot of people in the U.S. in certain cultures, I don't think these people are considering themselves a part of the sneaker culture because they just like Gazelles.
Yeah.
They got Gazelles in every color. They got Samoas in every color. They get a lot of different variation of shell toes, and they stick to that range. They got 4 or 5 sneakers that they like, and they're gonna get as many pairs of just that sneaker. They're not looking at the Pata Air Max. They're not looking at Union 4s. They're not looking at Off-White 1s. They stick to what they like, and that's the only thing you're gonna ever see them wearing, and it's good.
But then I don't think they classify themselves as like sneaker. Being a sneakerhead is a unique term. If you like Scott, what would you classify a sneakerhead? Like what would be the pinnacle of classifying a sneakerhead? Like how like give us a definition of a sneakerhead, bro. How many sneakers do you need to have in your collection to become a sneakerhead?
One. I would say one or two pairs of shoes. If you're looking at shoes on a daily basis and you've got a fascination with you've got a fascination with footwear, you're a sneakerhead.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to have hundreds, thousands, 50, 60, whatever, 100. You don't need all them shoes to be a sneakerhead.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter what type of sneaker you wear. So people can pick up loads of Reebok Classics, like, and then they love Reeboks, or they love the Questions, or they love Yeezys. Like, if you constantly look at sneakers and you pick up sneakers, and you, even if it's one or two, and you wear them up through the year, and you then pick up another pair, you're still. The fascination or the love of sneakers is what defines me as a sneakerhead, like, because you have passion for that. So in reality, what you described, Q, is somebody picking up Gazelles all the time. You could say the same thing as somebody picking up Jordan 1 all the time. Like, there's no difference.
It's like some people got this thing, like this stigma, you need all these pairs to be a sneakerhead. You don't need to be that person.
You don't.
Yeah. Well, I think it's two things. Number one is how that person classifies themselves, because my wife has more shoes than some people, but she does not consider herself a sneakerhead. She likes dunks. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. She can go into shoe dog mode because she is my wife, and she's observed me. The way I move through the culture, the way I go through certain releases. She doesn't know my collection as intimately as I do, but she knows certain shoes have certain values, and sometimes she sees a release and she'll show me the picture before I know it's coming out. A lot of my shoes, she's hit for me. She's been in line with me, whether it was first come, first serve, or guarantees. We've gone on pickup sprees. Like when the Cool Grays came out, we left the house at 9:30 and then come back till 2:30 in the afternoon picking up Cool Grays, and some of them she hit for. So it's like that person that doesn't put themselves in the culture is aside. They like what they like, but they won't.
Affiliated sneaker. Affiliated.
True.
But I think sneaker. I think the term sneakerhead now, in the past maybe it wasn't. But I think the term sneakerhead is more regarded as becoming a bit more toxic. I actually
don't even like that word, sneakerhead.
And this is what I'm saying, because it's becoming maybe it's becoming a bit toxic because of the current climate, because of like people regard sneakerheads as like, oh, going for the most hypest thing, going for the latest thing, reselling, or like all of that.
That's the
all
outside.
Of that side, yeah, but
that's
that's
outside
the outside
perspective. That's the outside perspective. Because us, and I'm gonna say this to you, Scott. What you saying? You don't like the term sneakerhead.
No.
For me, when I first started hearing the term sneakerhead, the only thing I had to reference it was crackhead. And no. Let me explain it, right? So from that perspective, I understand it completely. But to me, a sneakerhead is the same as a foodie.
Yeah,
we have
the love, and then that's
the
big thing.
Yeah, we have. So we're like we're like a sneaker snobs in a way to the outside. No, to the outside world.
Don't ever use that word around me.
Listen, no, let me explain.
Don't explain. I hate that word, sneaker snob.
No, because you know it to be true. The reason you don't like it is because inside the culture, that's a bad thing. Just like
I've been called that recently.
Well, maybe it applied, maybe it didn't. So
don't apply to me. I ain't no fucking snob, trust me.
No. I know.
I think you know what it is, right? And I can kind of relate to that situation, because I mean Scott talked about this. And the thing is, some people regard you like we can sit down and we can talk about sneaker. We can talk about the Jordan 5 design aspects of it, how it was constructed. We could talk about the free, who did done this, who done that, why it's so important in the culture. We can talk about Jordan 1. We could talk about the aesthetics. We could talk about the manufacturing. We could talk about the histrionics. We could even sit there and debate what's better, the Jordan band or bread or the Chicago. And we could have that discussion openly because we're nerds. But some people, because they're not fine tuned with that knowledge, and they don't understand, or they don't deep dive like we potentially do, end up calling us sneaker snobs, because the reason why we're nerds, because we love it. We love it so much that we want to learn more and more and more.
Yeah.
And
then again, but people, shoe, I didn't buy it because of the history of the silhouette.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I learned the history of it because I got into it more and more.
But everybody starts there. Nobody picks up a sneaker. Nobody picks up a sneaker because of the current event. Some people do, some people don't. But most people get introduced into sneakers like, oh, I like that. I like the way it looks, and then they pick it up. Yo, bro, with me, it was fives. Like five was an evolution where I picked up a 5, and then it grew into the 4 and the 3 and the 1, and now it's the 6, and now it's the 7. Then because it just keeps growing. It keeps growing because you learn more, you understand more. But like that's for a lot of people is the same aspect, because they kind of learn and grow with it. But the only problem is when somebody, the reason why is I agree with Scott. I don't like the word sneaker snob. It's just because we understand.
You're educated.
We're educated.
You're educated in the craft that you've got yourself into. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, when you ask somebody a question that they don't want to talk to you about, and
that's when they label you a snob, because they don't know.
They're backed into a corner, aren't they?
Yeah.
And the only thing they can throw at you is you're just a snob because you know more than me.
Yeah, but it's
That's
not
wrong.
because and the thing is you might not even be judging them. Your whole intention is not to judge them or set the stat, because you know your knowledge. You know
maybe you want to educate the person.
Yeah, but
some people don't want to be educated.
Yeah,
right.
And unfortunately, you're like, from my perspective, if somebody doesn't know about a sneaker and then they quit, then they downrightly shoot it down like, yo, that's shit. I was like, okay, cool. And my first instinct is, okay, why do you think that? Why do you feel like that? Why?
Right.
But it's inquisitive, because I want to understand. I want to understand from the outsider's perspective what they mean by it and why they think it's that. Then you start saying, okay, but do you know this and this and this and this? And then that's where the education starts, because you're like, okay, but do you know because of this and this and this, and you like, and then you're hoping that they pick that up and they're like, oh, I didn't know about that, and they kind of start learning. But some people don't, like you said, some people don't, and then some people end up calling you a sneaker snob.
But see, like Scott said, and we're all hitting the right points right here. But from an outsider's perspective, I can think of before I got into the sneaker culture.
Oh, but Q, these ain't outsiders' perspectives. They're in the game as well with shoes.
Right, and that's where I'm going, because people will look at the three of us and say, "Oh, these guys, they got a bunch of GRs. I look at all my collabs. I got every Off-White. I got every Union. I got every Sakai. I got he ain't doing it like I'm doing it." That's a real sneaker snob right there, because they're shaming people because they have,
you ain't got what they've got.
Right. And so the word snob in general, like when we think about it from a societal standpoint, a rich person that looks down on somebody that doesn't make as much.
100%, bro. 100%,
bro. So from an outsider's perspective, yes, the three of us, we're sneaker snobs. From an insider's perspective, we could never be snobs, because we don't look down on people based on what they like. We might not like it, just like me and you. You know, you like the Union 4s. I don't. I'm not going to shame you. It's jokes, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of relationship that we have. We can poke at each other. We make fun of each other all the time, and we all laugh at the same time.
And that's where it's for one word of you to put it. It's banter. It's banter, and it comes from a place of love, because we know each other. And that's more important, because we can all dig at each other. Like we've been on a call when we just dug at each other, and it's just fun. It's basically nobody takes it seriously. But there's certain people. There will be certain people that take it offensively. There will be certain people that will come at you sideways because they don't like the way you've approached. Even a question as simple as, why do you feel that way, bro? Like what makes you say that? And they will take that offensively, because they don't like to answer the question because they feel a certain way.
You know what that is? That's a hype piece. That's because we all listen. I'm gonna talk about
facts, bro. Facts.
I'm gonna talk about this one shoe I got in my collection, right? And yesterday on the live, we had a discussion about the Fragment 3s. I liked the Fragment 3s. When I got them, I didn't like them as much. Scott is a fan of the Fragment 3. And when you posted your own foot picture of that shoe, it resonates with me. Like, that's why I like that shoe in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That picture that you posted on foot of that shoe is the reason why I liked it. But I don't like it for me.
You can't talk about it and not show the picture, Q. Get the picture up.
Oh, God. Here we go. Hold on.
Yeah, you might appreciate it a bit more, and you might keep it.
No, I doubt it.
But one thing I'm definitely gonna say is we can't be sneaker snobs, because right this month, yo, bro, that's dope. That picture's dope.
I've got a good story about that. That must be a fucking excellent picture, because Offspring liked it as well.
Mm-hmm. That's a dope picture. Like seeing that shoe on your foot, it looks better than I think it would look on my foot. And that's not me doubting myself. It's just not my style at the end of the day.
And you know what, Q, you put it spot on there. It's like I will never sit here and judge a person by what they wear. It might not be my style, but I have an appreciation
No,
for
you
what they
respect
wear.
it. You
Yeah.
respect
Exactly, and that respect is a big word here.
Yeah, I can't knock how good that shoe looks. It's just not for me at the end of the day. Like it's dope. It's dope construction. The materials are good on it. I just wish they would have did at the end of the day. I wish they would have did something a little more with it. Like I'll be honest with you, I wish the outsole was gray or black. Just something that small would change my opinion on that shoe completely. But it's got that Concord feel to it. You know, the back tab is dope. Mine is yellow as fuck. It's at the bottom of my stack. I ain't even gonna pull it out right now. And I haven't worn it.
Mine's
You know, I don't even think I tried it on. I know I did. I did do a review on it, but I didn't do it on foot because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna wear it. I was hyped about it on the review too. I remember being hyped about it, but I looked at that shoe day after day after day, like maybe for 4 or 5 days straight. Every time I came in my room, I looked at it, and I just liked it less. So it's subjective.
It's a simple shoe as well. There's nothing crazy to it, really.
No, not at all. Like
You think of collabs. A pretty simple collab.
I'm sitting here staring at the picture because like it looks so good on your foot, bro.
Oh, bro. Like, okay, cool. Question to you both. Right. What's one sneaker that you didn't think, right, that would suit you, or you didn't like at all, right? And then when you saw it on feet, you were like, "Yo!" It changed the whole.
The pattern.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah,
go on, Scott.
It's probably a Jordan 1.
Oh,
Mr. White Laces, Mr. Match My Tongue.
I never liked the Jordan 1 when I first saw it.
So what changed? Was it on foot, or was it a certain color?
It was just getting more used to seeing it, and to me, it was like an upmarket Converse. Nike's take on a Converse.
It kind of is, because when we look at, because we know the Jordan 1 came from the Dunk, like it was the same. It's almost the same shoe with some differences in the overlay.
Yeah. The actual midsole and stuff.
The
like
outsole, the outsole, the pattern on the outsole is very similar. The Dunk, the Jordan 1, and the Air Force 1 were in the same era. Like those three shoes kind of sparked off the Jordan or the Nike basketball line in general. We know the Dunks were worn by college players. The one was worn by Mike himself. But Air Force 1s were also basketball shoes before everybody just decided this is the casual Nike. Like that's for some people, and I ain't got no Air Force 1s in my collection. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't bought an Air Force 1 since like 1998 or 99.
But somebody asked me that recently. Because they wanted to do me. They wanted me to do a what do you call it? A stencil, and I was like, yo, those are dope. And then he goes, oh, have you not got Air Force 1 in your collection? No, I appreciate Air Force 1s. I really do. I think they're gorgeous, but they just don't suit me.
Yeah,
this ain't a regular Air Force 1 either.
I know. I was just actually looking at pictures of that shoe. So what you got there, Scott? Enlighten us.
This is the Easter Air Force 1.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2017, maybe. All painted leather. I think this is a retro of an original that came out.
Yeah, the Easter vibe is real heavy on that.
Yeah,
it's got like the Easter egg on the insoles
and on the tongue like that. That's different.
It's all painted like pink, purple, baby blue. Just Easter gives you that Easter look.
Yeah.
So what did you do with that? Like, did you match any of the colors, or did you go?
No, this is like white t-shirt, pair of cargo trousers. Simple. Just let the shoe do the talking.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes that's the best way to pull off a sneaker like that. But bro, I'm gonna say one thing. That sneaker is so you. That just when you pulled it out, it's like, yeah, that's pop.
What else we got? See, Scott, that was a great pull right there, bro. That was a great pull. You gotta practice that. When you keep your shoes in stacks like we do, that was a great pull.
That's just the Premier Force Ones.
Simple white on white Air Force One with a little bit of hype to it.
Bro, I could have done that with a stencil, bro.
I know. And I paid resale for that as well.
Oh, Scott, no.
You know how hard it is to hit on Supreme.
You're getting this, bro. You're getting this.
You got a double one, yeah?
That's 3 points for Scott. I think I'm at 4 right now. You got 1, TJ. But I think we 2.5, almost 2.5 hours in. I think we come to the point where I want to try to piss Scott off.
I just want to come off of that. I just want to go back to what TJ touched on earlier.
God.
Come off of that screen a sec.
No, we about to piss you off for it's over.
No. It was like the eye opener for me for this whole sneaker culture and queuing up for shoes was actually the Space Jam 11s in 2016.
Yep.
So I was obviously able to walk into the store to pick up the Cyber Mondays, and then it was the True Blue 3 after that.
Yeah.
And then that Space Jam was like, I went in the store maybe 2 days before into Foot Locker. And I said, "Are you getting a Space Jam?" He was like, "Yeah, but you need to be here early for that." I was like, "What do you mean I need to be here early for that?" I just come to the store because I just get my pairs. Like, you need to be here. So when I went there, there was maybe 30 people queuing up for a shoe. I was like, "I've never seen this before."
You know why? You know why, bro? Because there's shoe dogs all out there.
yeah.
That was what opened my eyes to. Well, people actually queuing up for this.
Yeah.
Because I weren't used to that. I was just used to going into the store and just buying a shoe and walking out with it.
Them days was long gone by that point. When I first it was the Tinker 8 in 2018. And I can't remember how. No, I do remember how actually. I saw a video. I can't remember what or whose video it was, but I saw a video about that shoe. And at that point in my life, I had decided, you know what? Let me get a pair of Jordans. I always loved Nikes and Jordans since I was a kid. I never had a legit pair of Jordans. I did have some fakes back in the day.
Hold on. Q? What?
No, listen. I didn't.
Listen, hang on. He needs the black card for that.
Because look, I was
fakes around here.
I was broke.
You
was broke, but I wanted to be fresh too.
Broken fresh.
So I had to figure out how I could be fresh without spending almost 200. At that point, I think Jordans were like 160, 150, something like that. Like I'm talking about late 2000s, like around 2006, 7. Like I would see people all the time. I would be around people all the time that would get all the Jordans, Fusions, and Air Force Ones, and everything that was hype at that point, especially Air Force Ones around that time. But when it came to me trying to get that Tinker 8, and I'm looking on Foot Locker and I'm looking on Finish Line, and I'm like, raffle? What the fuck?
Welcome to the sneaker hood.
And so, I see people to this day that don't know what raffles are or
I was
why
about
they
to say
exist.
that, bro.
And
I can
it's
relate.
just jokes. Yeah, I can relate to it, but it's like how in 2022 now do people not know this, but they coming from the same place I was coming from. They think you can still just walk in the store and get a Jordan retro, and you can't. It's impossible.
Yo. And this is what I told. Remember, I told you earlier. Let's hang on to this moment, and the moment has just arrived because you just introduced it, bro. How do you know a sneakerhead's a new sneakerhead, right? And one of them is when they go to the store and ask you, raffle? What's a raffle?
Yo,
Or do I get a pink ticket with a number on?
for the cool grades, bro. I had to go to 5 different stores, and in each one of those lines, the managers and the employees had to tell people, this is the raffle line. If you didn't win a raffle, you don't need to be in this line. And people started turning around, looking at each other, and half the line would leave. it's 50 people in line, and only 25 people actually won the raffle, bro. And people was mad, like legit ready to fight employees. It's like, what you mean? All these people that's in this line won and shit. Like, I can't just walk in and buy it? No, sir. No, ma'am. And they get mad and be ready to fight, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Pay attention. Understand. People have to understand. And I know this is where people outside the culture would call us snobs, because we know that you need to enter a raffle to get this shoe, unless you know for a fact that it's first come, first serve. And when it's first come, first serve, that line will be twice or 3 times the length.
Round the block, bro. Round the block.
Yeah, so
keep going.
going back to that, like when I first got into it, I'm like, yo, I didn't know it was like this. I thought that I could just, and the crazy part is I did walk in and just buy that Tinker 8 in my size, because that wasn't a popular release. And this was pre-pandemic, of course. People don't go crazy for 8s typically. Most of the time, and since I started, every 8 that's come out has sat, except for that Rui 8. We know that ain't gonna sit. But every 8 has, oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
We ain't talking about that. What's that sneaker you mentioned, bro?
Oh, no,
I didn't know it was a Nike coming out. No.
We're gonna mute Scott right quick. Hold
on. They ain't no 8 coming out in March. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
I heard they got pushed back to 2025.
Yeah, keep going. 2020, bro, 2030.
I heard they're doing a shock drop tomorrow.
Nah, you ain't heard that. You ain't heard shit. Okay? You shut your filthy shoe dog snout. You ain't heard nothing.
Filthy shoe dog snout, bro.
See, this the type of shit. This the type of shit that make me do this. Like, this is why. Okay, this is why. This is why you're not getting these, Scott.
I don't want them.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you get these.
I certainly don't want those.
No, you want this. They for you. Nike is dropping. This is the Nike Air Max 1 Mr. Simpson.
You will not see that.
Yo. All I'm gonna say is, if Scott goes in for one of those, it becomes a pack, bro.
Exactly.
So that means you have to get this one too. Which, in my opinion, this is the best colorway of the 3.
They just can't. They just keep messing around with the shape of the toe box.
What you mean, Scott? Elaborate.
I'll show you. Wait. Have you got the Monarchs there?
I do. Let me. Where are they? I don't even know where they are. They're in here somewhere.
Like, I'm not an Air Max 1 connoisseur, yeah, and I don't claim to be. But everyone says that Monarch, the Monarch, and the shape of that is what an Air Max 1 should be. It's got like that slanted, pointy toe box, and that don't.
I remember the Aquas being that way as well.
Yeah, like some people's pairs were pointy, some people's were boxy. But with that Monarch, they got it spot on. And a lot, I don't know, people watch this and if they comment, they'll say they've fucked up the shape of it.
So you got the whole pack, right?
Yeah, I might have.
We know you got the whole pack.
That shape of that toe does not look like that, does it? No.
Yeah, it's boxy. That the toe on the wabi sabi is boxy.
And they're all like that. That's why that shoe's not really liked within the so-called community. For Air Max 1 fanatics.
So what do you feel about it, Q, in terms of the wabi sabi?
That's not a pack.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, what you feel about the wabi sabis? So have we just lost Q?
That's what he thinks about it. He thinks they're so shit he can't even comment on it.
So I think we lost Q for a little while. So
Q's opinion doesn't matter anyway. Q's opinion doesn't matter anyway.
But so what would you feel? What do you feel about the? What do you actually do feel about the city pack? Like not the city pack, the exclusives. That I think the wabi sabis are a what do you call it? A regional exclusive to Latin America and Asia.
Yeah, that one's the Asia. That one's the Asia exclusive.
And we got the
leftover scraps from the Sneakers Day 2020 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it looks like it. And then you also got that iridescent white version for the UK and Europe. Is that supposed to be like a women's exclusive?
They're all women's exclusive from what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that. They want to cater for women. That's not a bad thing.
Definitely not a bad thing, bro. Definitely not a bad thing.
Right. For the bigger foot people that really do like it, it's kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah. But what do you so Air Max at the moment Air Max at the moment is like what we've just seen is it seems like it could potentially be a women's exclusive. Only women exclusive I've seen is for the European and UK versions, which is that white iridescent flavor. But what do you think Air Max? What is going to be the Air Max for the 26th of March? How do you think the release is going to be?
Really don't know. I mean, people are going to buy it just because of what it is.
Yeah.
Some people are going to say they don't like it, but they're going to try and get it anyway, just to see how they feel about it. And
then potentially,
I won't be buying it.
But what do you want to see for Air Max Day? What are you expecting to see for Air Max Day?
Well, after what I'm seeing, I'm not expecting a hell of a lot.
But another Air Max, the concepts actually look half decent, to be honest. Like
the concept is a better pack. The concept is a better pack than that.
Yeah.
Like that's a city pack they're calling that.
Yeah.
So, and Q's already started with one of the concepts, so he's got to carry it on and get the rest now.
Yeah, 2 minutes. So I think we lost Q on the sound. So basically, what we're gonna try and do is, let me just end the broadcast, and we'll come back and then try and get Q's for audio back. So I'm gonna end the broadcast. So catch you guys in 2 seconds. Right, sorry about the technical issues. We finally got Q back. So we were talking about this, bro. The Air Max 1 releases for Sneakers Day.
Air Max Day.
Air Max Day. Sorry, no, not Air Max. Not Sneakers Day. Air Max Day.
We can't talk about Sneakers Day because we don't get Sneakers Day. Y'all get Sneakers Day.
Yeah, true.
Bullshit.
Listen, you get everything over there. Give us a chance to get something.
We don't get everything, Scott. We don't get everything. We're not getting the wabi sabi. We're not getting this late city nights or whatever it is.
It's a city pack.
Thank God we're not getting this one. We are getting this. The leather on this blue pair, I think, is gonna be pretty nice from the way it looks. Probably, yeah, ain't no leather on this pair, and that's the problem. Like I agree with you, bro. That gray nubuck, that ain't enough. Just on an all white iridescent upper, like I see why you don't like that shoe.
It's just nothing special.
They could have did better.
It's not enough,
especially with London being as big for Air Max as it is.
Yeah.
The European UK release should be a lot better than this. Like, why is
that shoe's got like a French writing on the bottom of the sole and stuff like that? So it's more linked towards France, you know.
Yeah, we don't need that.
And I think what we were talking about earlier is, I think they're all women's exclusives.
What?
Oh, that one definitely is.
No. Yeah, that one definitely is, because when you go up Q a bit for a second. So see where it says go back down. It says women's Air Max 1 on the top. Yeah, and then if you look at the others,
goes up to a 9.5 UK.
Wow. Yeah,
so like
it's got
10 and a half men's.
That's fucked up. That's not cool. So what y'all supposed to do?
This is the question.
Happy with what they've seen.
So the question is, what is actually going to release on Air Max Day? Because you can't just. That's not good. That's not great. That's not great.
That wouldn't be right, bro. That would not be right. Just to give a women's pair in small sizes and leave the men to just wish or wonder what y'all could have got. That's bullshit, bro.
This is Air Max Day. This is Air Max Day. Right this moment in time.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and give Air Max Day a red sneak, especially for the European release. Like, that's
exactly.
bullshit, man.
We know everybody's psyched out. Yo, bro, look, think about it, right? Like at this moment in time, I'm gonna do this again, and I'm gonna give it that how. Hold on.
Right, so based on what you know from the American market, do you think that Air Max 1 is going to fly off the shelf out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's already sold out. It's already sold out. Like the sneakers release, we know is going to sell out. If any other retailers get it, I know the boutiques will probably get it more than likely, but it's going to go crazy, bro. It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be a lot of resellers picking it up, but there are a lot of Air Max heads that are excited about that shoe. People not gonna talk about it that much, but Air Max Day as a whole, I think around the world, is a big thing.
Yeah. So let's have a deep dive into this. Like 35 years. 35 years since Air Max 1 has been released, right? Like let's get that right. And then the Air Trainer 1, we're getting the chlorophyll words. I can't even fucking say it. We're getting the hey.
It's rumored.
It's rumored. It's rumored that the Air Trainer 1. The Air Trainer 1. We are gonna get the OG from 1987, right? So
it's not an Air Max though, really.
No, there's that number, but it's still 35 years. There's the Air Trainer 1, right? Okay. So we're getting that, right? In the UK, that's I think that's confirmed for the UK. But 35 years. Let's put this right. And the UK and EU are getting a women's exclusive on Air Max 1, right?
Listen, we're not knocking women from shoes.
No, we're not knocking women.
Women is getting an exclusive. Yeah. Air Max 1.
And then let's get that right. 100%. That's a bonus. That's an absolute bonus, right? But 35 years and no OG. Air Trainer 1's getting one.
We was rumored to be seeing the big window come back on the Air Max 1.
It's next year, apparently.
So, but we got that news ahead of Air Max Day, so it's misleading.
Yeah.
Also,
kind of disappointing. Like that's what you should have got this year, but we'll give it to you next year instead.
But we just got OG colorways of the Air Max 1. Was it last year? If not last year, it was the year before. So I kind of understand them leaving the OGs alone, but there should definitely be a dual release for Europe because they're doing that women's exclusive colorway. The men should have an exclusive colorway as well, just like we getting here and Asia's getting as well.
I don't think this ain't the end of the Air Max 1 releases this year. That ain't it.
I don't think it. I agree with you. I think what they might do is extend the 35-year anniversary all year. But I also believe like I'm looking at it and I'm thinking Travis Scott has done the Air Trainer 1 35 years, right? It's 35 years, and Travis Scott reels collaborations of Travis Scott Air Trainer 1 and the Air Max 1. We haven't heard. we haven't seen anything about it. I know that there's rumors about that really being released in March. Mm-hmm. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if they release the Travis Scott Air Trainer 1 and Air Max 1 on what do you call it, on Air Max Day. But I'm also feeling inside that they're hyping the Air Max for the guys in the States more, because it's not it's not really popular as it is in Europe. So
of course people like. There's going to be people that like it, love it, but the people that don't like it are the Air Max fanatics that do not want Travis Scott to touch an Air Max.
Yeah, especially after the controversy.
They know what comes with it after Travis Scott's touched it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. You won't be able to touch an Air Max 1 for 2 years after that.
It's called the Travis effect.
Yeah.
Not the hype effect. Not the hype of it. There's a Travis effect.
That's why sixes hype came back during the year of the 6 because of the British khaki. Also, the 4s started blowing up again after the Travis 4. That 270 garbage didn't work. But
I'm glad you said that.
I will say this: we did get a restock on triple black Vapor Maxes. So for everybody that want triple black Vapor Max, y'all should be able to find a pair of Vapor Max, all black for everybody that got that all black energy.
And
you want to go jump some fences and steal some cars or whatnot.
but one thing I'm definitely going to show you guys, right? And I've seen this is really interesting. Let me just pull it up. But I do believe there's something in the groundworks recently that we've seen from Travis Scott that is interesting, because I do believe he's coming back.
He's coming back.
And the reason why I told you I think he's coming back is there was a statement out this week. I don't know if anybody saw it, or if you guys were looking around and actually saw it.
I sit there with my head in the clouds, TJ. I don't see anything what goes on.
so if you didn't, then I'm going to share this. Like anybody that wasn't privy to that statement, there was this whole thing about Travis Scott putting a post out saying heal. So now this is him making a comeback. This is him saying, I'm going to try and heal, trying to become a better person. I do believe it's called Project Heal. So I do believe it basically is, and as you can see from the comment, it does say Travis Scott has reemerged from the shadows of his Fatal Astral World Festival. So the rapper has announced on Tuesday that he's launched Project Heal, an initiative that aims to make events safer and protect youth. So this is his way of remedying what happened before. So I do believe
we would call it his way of worming his way back.
Yeah, it's a rebrand. I tell you, Travis Scott is somewhere sitting right now saying that I have to find a way to spin this.
Yep.
And everybody that's involved with the business of Travis Scott has found a way that they think is going to be the best way to get him back in the good graces of people. At the same time, most of the sneaker community, I don't think really cares about this. The hype beasts still want that shoe. The resellers still want to resell it. I mean, the prices on it. If the sneaker community really cared, or should I say, if the resale community really cared, the price would have dropped out the bottom as soon as that shit happened. Because pairs did get out from the actual release at Astroworld, but I don't think people really care as much about this because it's not getting big news. Like, we would have seen this everywhere, and just now was my first time seeing that. For as much sneaker media as I see, I didn't see that.
It's because I'm always doing research. I'm always looking around because I like to know. I like to know what's happening, and obviously and it goes with the 60-second sneaker news that I do as well, because basically it tunes back into what people might not have heard. So so in reality, that's his that's his big comeback. That's his I'm back. Guys, hey, I'm still here. I'm coming back, and this is how I'm going to remedy all the wrongs that were. This is how I'm going to right all the wrongs, and this is called a Heal Project.
He's recently stepped out in a basket. He was at a basketball game recently, wasn't he?
Yeah, we knew he was going to pop out, like
wearing his new Travis lows.
And that shoe is, man, I'm off Travis right now. If I like a shoe that he releases, I'm gonna try to get it. But I'm kind of leaning away from that. Also, like I love a lot of his music. I haven't listened to any of his music since the incident at Astroworld. Like, I'm just kind of off Travis, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And I hate to be like that because and we talked about it on a couple of lives when it happened, but a lot of people I think are being a little overcritical, and some people are being undercritical because he did have a certain level of control when it came to that incident, so he deserves blame for that. But he can't control what one crazy person or a group of crazy people is out there doing in the crowd when he's doing a show. It's not the first time that something bad has happened at one of his events, but this is definitely the worst. So I'm kind of off Travis, really.
Right.
Someone's always looking to point the finger and blame someone, isn't they?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's a tragic thing in life. It's just something goes wrong. The first instance is find a scapegoat, find somebody that they can blame, and that in reality, sometimes it's the easy targets. And the easy target to me personally probably would have been Travis because he's a main headliner. But yeah, exactly. So you in reality, there's blames everywhere, and not only on his shoulders, but he has to bear the majority of that because he's the headliner. But
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, exactly. So, like from that perspective, let's see what he does with this project. Let's see if he changes his attitude and his whole demeanor in his kind of shows. But that's going to change the spectrum of his shows because everybody turns up to his shows because of what they see. So that would be quite. Let's just see what happens with that. But he definitely is making a comeback. So maybe, and relating back to Air Max Day, this is why I feel it's more the Nike and Jordan, just Nike. Nike are gearing up for this event to happen so they can actually release the Air Max 1 and the Air Trainer 1. And this is why we're seeing more pictures of it recently as well.
Yeah, probably so. Certain people know what's going on. Like I said earlier, in business, often the people that's doing the business know what's coming. before we even get a sniff of it. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I do believe, like, if Travis hadn't have had so much heat on him, like, he would have got some heat after what's happened at the concert, but it hadn't have blown out of proportion like it did. Maybe we would have got that confirmed for Air Max Day that Travis Scott Air Max.
Yep.
But
And
because it's still up in the air right now, it's a bit sketchy whether you're going to get it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why this Air Max Day feels a bit empty and vacant, because I think
we got some odd colors of 95s. Obviously, we got the City Pack. We got the concepts coming, or one has released. We got another colorway coming soon. I wish Paddle would have jumped in.
That excellent, bro. That 100% would have been excellent. Like we like when the black variation of that pattern came out, there was loads of rumors that we was gonna get a red anniversary version, and we was gonna get a anniversary version. Like, where is it? Where is it?
I wish Paddle would have jumped in. Even Jordan Brand, like they did with the Tinker threes. You know, they could have came with something. And see, with that pattern silhouette is already solidified in the Air Max culture, right? Like it's a hit shoe. It's a dope shoe, dope materials. The story of Patta itself. Every time Patta does something, I think is worthy of a look in general.
Yep.
So if they would have came with another colorway of that silhouette, and it's an Air Max 1, but you know they made their changes to it.
And I do believe that Patta Air Max 1 is probably what is nice. He's setting that Patta Air Max 1 set the trend for what you're seeing there.
Yeah,
because Air Max 1 kind of fell off. We haven't really seen general release Air Max 1s or anything like that.
Well, generally for us over here, I know Air Max 1s kind of go under the radar.
Yeah.
Like they just show up in stores. So when they did the Air Max 90 and started calling it the Air Max 3 again, that was big news, right? Because OG colorways and whatnot. And that didn't even, it hit, but it didn't hit as hard as the Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Pattas hit, it hit way harder than them bringing back the OG colorways of the Air Max 1.
Yeah, and the storyline to that, the Patta was like great, absolutely great. Like, and like the whole design complex, using that Air Max and carrying on that wave. They killed it. They actually killed it. And I was literally expecting so many big things for the Air Max, sneakerheads anyway, because like you can't design a Patta, the Monarchs, the aqua blue, all of that, the whole wave. For me, represented this is the start of the wave. This is the start of the wave.
Yeah, I mean, Concepts is carrying it on, but
where's that tsunami? Where's that tsunami? I need that tsunami.
Like where there's no union. There was Travis, but then of course he fell off the board, right? So now he's drowning under the wave a bit. It's gonna take some time for him to get back on top of the wave. Concept came in where Union's doing dunks right now, so there won't be a Union. Undefeated. Where's Undefeated? I don't support Atmos anymore after their controversy, their resale controversy. But where's Atmos? You know, where's Skepta? You see what I'm saying? Imagine a Skepta. Look at Packman.
Packman's back. The Maroons, the Blacks, the Monarchs, and the Aquas, all in hand.
Yes, sir.
Air Max 1.
That's Mr. Packman to all y'all that don't know Scott.
Mr. Right. Packman to you.
The only two that I've worn so far are these, actually.
You had to wear the black ones, bro. The black one. I think the black one is the best. For me, the black one is the best colorway. But imagine a Skepta.
This is the best one.
Imagine a Skepta colorway of that pattern Air Max. Like
You know what
or
it is
just
as well?
a Skepta Air
You know what it
Max
is
1.
with this particular one. This was the first,
Yeah, I
and this
don't.
color blocking is typical Air Max.
It is. There is actually. It's not the exact same orange, but the one with the swoosh in the front, it's a darker orange. I can't remember the exact color, but that's one of the better looking.
This is my second favorite pair.
So you just going in order, huh?
No.
So the black
This is my
third.
third. This is my third favorite pair.
That's my favorite one. That's the one
This,
I wanted.
I have
the
to
most.
say that this is a very underrated pair.
I think it's anyway. Like what you like, Scott. I ain't gonna get on you too hard about that. It's better. It look better than the Union 4s. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Oh,
So let's see what happens with Air Max Day, because Air Max Day is going to be unique. It's going to be different. It's going to be interesting, because it's going to be interesting to see what they actually release on Air Max Day. Because at the moment it looks like it's just that and maybe a concept. Because I heard a concept, one of the concepts might be coming out on Air Max Day. But now a quick question before we. I know we've been going on for quite a while now. Before we say our farewells to everybody that's listening to this podcast, what's happening with the releases in the States, bro?
Man, we behind. So we moved up an hour in time, but we behind like 2 or 3 weeks on releases because this is what's currently loaded on the sneakers app in the US.
you know what? I ain't heard any of this. So what's going on out there now?
Bro, those dark smoke grays. Those dark smoke grays.
So we got the smoke gray trainer 1. We do have a story, a drop off on the Rebellionaires, but we're not getting Rebellionaires on sneakers, which is bullshit. We are getting the Del Sol. I'm not going to talk about the offline. We got Air Max Day coming up, and it's back to dunks and crazy colors of other shoes that nobody asked for. Like, what is this? Don't nobody want that.
Is this your sneakers app, Q?
Yeah.
So your sneakers app looks way different to mine.
Like, no, are these supposed to be for Air Max Day? That's not what we want for Air Max Day.
I'm sure we've already had a release of that shoe. What is that? We got that last year.
Yeah,
right.
You're getting the what do you call it? The leopard skin Hirachis that we got. Yeah, Cat Slayers.
Like, bro, I mean, sneakers our sneakers app is falling behind. It happens from time to time. Look, the Atmosphere 6 lows, like that shoe supposed to came out already.
Yeah.
We got that shoe in January.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. And it's March, and it's on
still
the calendar.
On the shelf if you want a pair.
Exactly. No, I don't want that. So we look the Chinese New Year in March. Well, that shoe already did release. Actually, it's got the buy button, but as y'all can see, as far as the top of the list is concerned, it's kind of dry compared to what y'all getting. Like, we just got 12s on Friday. Y'all had 12s 2 weeks ago. I think our smoke gray trainer 1 release is on par with y'all's.
Yeah. It should be coming out on the 17th, I think, or 18th, 1 or 2.
Yeah, so
I think it's the 17th, I believe.
17th.
Yeah, that's the one. That is I need that. That's a dope colorway. That's gonna go really well with corianders.
And then you'll need the last one as well because it's a pack.
Oh, by the way, the jade. Yeah, I know. I need that honeydew. The pack. We getting the Jade Horizon 5s, bro. This week.
Yeah, we gotta wait. It's not even on the calendar yet.
You get it on the 9th of April.
April. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're just waiting, bro. Like, sneakers got us hostage.
But this is not the question I asked you. What is actually happening to your releases? Because you're not getting the Rebellionaires, like you just said. They shocked or exclusive access to UNC 6s, and didn't give you an official release date on the release date. What are they doing?
They're fucking up. That's what they're doing.
That's what I said to you on the start of this podcast. Nike don't know their arse from their elbow.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. Based on what we've been seeing.
The right hand's not talking to the left one.
No.
That's facts, bro. That's facts at the moment.
The left brain is not talking to the right brain, so the hands don't know what to do anyway.
You got
the
two
hands
brains.
It's two sides. Come on, man. Actually, I do, but this ain't that kind of podcast. But from what they've been doing, bro, is shit. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on, like, when we see official pictures, we know the shoe is legit and it's coming. Like we started seeing official pictures of Rebellionaires. Mm-hmm. They were the same as the mock-up pictures that we were seeing previously. So, not mock-ups, but the unofficial pictures and the official pictures were the same, except for the one with the like yellow-looking X on the back.
No, brown-looking X.
Yeah.
That's what I will say. Like, you hear of all these rumors that this is coming. This is what it's going to look like. I'll just wait until Nike say
official
this
pictures.
Is what's coming. This is the date. This is the price. And because obviously there's all this talk now of Chicago's coming. And...
Yeah, Chicago 1s and 2s. Like we way ahead of schedule all the time. So I've learned over time to just pull back and focus on, like I was saying before, what just came out, what's coming out next, and what's coming out after that. Like I try to stay within maybe like a 45-day span of releases to concentrate on.
But it's also their way of like making us talk about releases, making us interested about what's coming up, and giving us a clue up. But you know what? We like a lot of people said it. If you can mess it up, they're gonna mess it up.
Yeah,
simple as it.
They're gonna find a way to fuck it up one way or another.
Well, we've got a certain retailer over here that dropped a bomb today on Instagram to say that they've seen the shoe of the year already. We're only in March, and they're already talking about the shoe of the year.
Yeah, I don't. Let's not jump that far ahead. Like we definitely got a few candidates so far that you can probably say will be in the discussion towards the end of the year.
Okay, but... so is a certain 8, not naming names, gonna be in that equation?
It is for me.
Yep, it's for me too.
The Rebellionaire will be in the discussion.
Yep.
If we get the Alma Year 2s this year, they will be in the discussion. GRs, we still don't know exactly what GRs we're getting. If the Chicago 1s and 2s come, that Chicago 1 we know will definitely be in the discussion, probably top 2 or 3 as far as Jordans are concerned.
Yep.
But it's way too early to start making predictions, man.
100%, bro. 100%. Like I like last year, you can't say in March time that you got the sneaker of the year.
Nah, not at all.
Because you don't know. The general public can't turn around and say, "Yo, I think this is my sneaker of the year," and in reality, you got another 9 months to go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I already had my shoe of the year. When was it? Mother's Day. That was March as well. Last year.
What was that? Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'm on my year 3. Yeah,
they released them on Mother's Day, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, another little, another little kind of tick in the box of how special that is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, bro. So like, it's been a good episode, bro. Like literally, we had Mr. Simpson, Mr. Packman, Mr. Match Your Laces with Your Tongue,
Mr. 3-Man,
Mr. 3-Man. Yo, bro, like your journey into sneakerdom has been amazing. Like, and it's been such an amazing pleasure to get to know you and picking up sneakers, wearing sneakers, and being on like just having that mentality of being a shoe dog, it's actually made us all connect, which is amazing because it's always about amazing people coming together and having a discussion, and that's where it's all started from. So yeah, I'm really privileged to know you, bro.
Yeah, Instagram definitely opened up some good friendships for me.
Yeah, man. I do. I consider Scott a bro. We've had several conversations. Most of them are funny because Scott is the funniest guy that don't smile that I know. You got
He's funny now. He's funny now. He's funny now.
I said that to make him smile because I know a lot of people. I thought initially that Scott was. I mean, if we all serious, and don't take this wrong when I say it, but Scott is probably one of the more serious members of the group. Like, but he also comes with the best, quickest, out of nowhere, left field jokes. So it's just fun, man. Knowing you and talking to you, and like we look forward to seeing more from you, more dope pictures, more packs, more junior and senior, which we didn't really get into. I want to show quickly. I popped the picture up earlier, but Scott has a young sneaker pup in the making.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what? This is the one thing that's so special about having like just people that rock sneakers and kind of pass that heritage down to their children, is just to basically see something special like that, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah. So Scott ain't the only one fresh in his house. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I had a call with my daughter today. She's asking me for a pair of Jordan 1s.
Exactly. There you go. So Scott ain't the only one fresh out here in his family. You know
Exactly. It's always, and then the amazing thing about it is that Scott's going to pass his knowledge and experience down to his children, who then are going to carry it on. And then like it's I always say this to Scott. I always am amazed and to see when Scott posts pictures with his son and his photos. And you know the amazing thing is when all three or the triangle of your missus, you and your son wear the same sneakers. It's amazing. Like, to me personally, it's such an amazing thing to see.
And obviously, Q, I never got to really thank you for these, but thanks for these.
Yeah, we had to get it straightened out. It did end up costing a little bit more than we hoped it would.
The cost don't matter, does it? It's the fact that you obviously got them for me in the first place.
I had to, bro. Yeah. I had to. That's what we're here for. Support each other, help each other out, and have fun at the end of the day, because we all some damn filthy shoe dogs.
And that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing, is to have fun doing it. It's that positive energy that, like, we all struggle. We've all been there. We've all struggled. Before I even got on Instagram, how much of a struggle was it to pick up sneakers? And now, because I'm in that privileged position to pick up sneakers constantly, I just keep helping people, keep helping people. That's what it's about.
Keep giving them assists, man, to the bros, and
you surround yourself with good people. Sort of matters.
Yeah. Try not to be the worst one in the bunch. That's at the end of the day, that's what it is, man. Surround yourself with good people and try not to be a bad one.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Because it's good. It's good to kind of just connect, and it's amazing networking and connecting with amazing people, and continuing that snowballing effect of that positivity and of that growth. Is amazing. But at the end of the day, you never know where you're going to end up, because you just keep escalating, and you come to a position where you like realize, oh damn, I've made so many good connections, so many good people. I'm actually having fun with it. And then this is, in reality, the Shoe Dog podcast is us having fun with it.
Yeah, that's what I will say about this whole shoe community thing, is that there's a community, but there's a community within the community.
Yeah. And we got it. We made that. We continue to make it. Every now and then we add new people into our small group, and we're just gonna keep growing, man. We appreciate you, Scott.
Sure, appreciate
100%.
Thanks for having me on.
You're always welcome. You're always welcome on this platform, bro. As we said to E, as we said to Retro, and we said to Cam, we will have you back one day again, and it'll be amazing because basically we're going to continue the journey, continue the progress, and we're going to keep seeing how amazing you are, bro.
Yeah,
and you're doing great things. Keep up the good work. Yeah.
Appreciate
Cheers,
you.
bro.
Appreciate you.
And on that note, bro, do you wanna just wind us down, bro? Wind us down. I'm gonna point the right way. Wind us down, bro. Go on. Wind us down.
As TJ would say, we hope everybody has a great day, month, and year. And we hope everybody can buy the packs that they want. Because you deserve to get the packs that you like. All right.
Pack mentality, bro. Pack mentality. See you next week, guys. See you next week.
Peace out.